Live from the AM 1310 WDPN studio, it's time for live and local sports talk. It's the Sam Bourquin Show.
I'm ready.
Give the show a call at 330-821-1310.
Good call, meatball.
Watch the Sam Bourquin Show on the AM 1310 Facebook page, the Q92 YouTube page, and on X. This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
Finishing in a crowd. That was not an easy play.
18 now for Cade. Schroeder sneaks through. Struce corner. Three ball goes. Kick it out. Jenkins, good luck. Can't hit the three. Leak out from Struce. 4 seconds left. Struce goes airborne. Approaching the midway point of the third. Cleveland battling well, but Harden just can't find any semblance of rhythm. Turnover. Harris comes to close. This is Cade Cunningham's domain. Shovel. Duran drops the hammer.
Hammer, deep left field. Collins over near the line. It is off the pole and a 3-run homer for Reese Hoskins.
That one into center field. Here comes Swanson. And the Cubs win it.
Was that it? 1310 WDPN. Welcome to the Sam Bourquin Show on this Wednesday afternoon. Looks like the rain's out of here, at least for, the next couple of days or so. A lot of cloud cover, though. Lots of clouds right now, but I think we're good. Moving forward. Welcome in, everybody. Sam Bourquin here. Ryan Rainsberg on the other side of the glass as we welcome you into the Wednesday edition of the program. Just to let you know, the telephone number wide open today at 330-821-1310. That's 330-821-1310. You can also text us at 330-924-7088. And, of course, the Q92 Radio YouTube channel is up and rolling. In the chat, you can become let's see, how do I put this? You can become a what do they call you when you're a frequent person on an airlines or a restaurant program?
What, a VIP?
Preferred? Well, that would be right.
Oh, a preferred customer.
You would become a preferred individual here on the Sam Bourquin Show. Make sure you get into the chat and drop your comments and questions and answers, whatever's on your mind today, and we'll make it a big part of the show, as we do Monday through Friday, 3 until 6 p.m. All right. Do you want the bad news first, or do you want the bad news first? Okay. Cavs and the Pistons last night. How many turnovers do we have to sit through when the Cleveland Cavaliers are playing an NBA basketball game? How many turnovers, James Harden? How many turnovers, Donovan? How many turnovers? And you know what the sad part about this is? And even James Harden said it in his press conference last night. They're unforced. It's not because the Pistons are running at them and it's like a flash double team or some weird junky defense they're just turning the ball over. Just losing the ball. Unforced turnovers. Those are the worst. I mean, not that I excuse the other kind of turnovers, but at least if you're getting some kind of pressure and it's kind of throwing you off your game a little bit, or you get double teamed, or you get blitzed out of nowhere, and you're like, what do I do? These are not those kind of turnovers. These are just careless, not knowing where you're going with the ball, guys not getting open, the guy with the ball not seeing somebody getting open. And it's like, what did we come on, James, you're 37 years old. Shouldn't be doing stuff like this. And it's not just him, but he's been the main culprit here. A couple of games in the Toronto series and then the opening of the game last night. And it was not a good first quarter last night. I can't say that I was surprised, but I didn't see us going down 34-17 either. But that's the kind of hole that we had to jump out of last night, and used a lot of energy, and it was crazy. Absolutely crazy. If you'd have told me the way this team was playing in the first quarter, that with around 5 or 6 minutes to go in the game, they would not only be in the game, but they would have a chance to win the game. I just said, no way. But there they were. And then the last 4 minutes just went right in the old tank.
Yeah, they gave up.
It was almost like, and I don't believe this to be true, but this was almost like, man, did we fight hard to get back into this game? Okay, we're good. No, you fight that hard to get back into the game, you might as well win the thing. And it just fell apart the last 3.5 minutes. It was tough to watch. Again, turnovers, slop shots, Pistons getting a couple run-out dunks. The building was excited, and then the Cavaliers just kind of, they just kind of stopped. They just kind of stopped. So, what did we learn from last night's game? 330-821-1310. Text 330-924-7088. What did we learn from last night's game? I think a couple things that maybe we should have learned is as poorly, and I said this on my Facebook page post last night, as poorly as we played last night, and if you can, somehow avoid a disastrous first quarter, then I think this team's got a shot to go steal the game tomorrow night. I really believe that. I'm not even trying to talk myself up here. I believe the Cavaliers can win Game 2 on Tuesday night. But you can't get down 37-21. You can't have so many turnovers. 20 turnovers last night. 20. Detroit had 12. How about the free throws last night? How long was it going to be until he got to that right here? Detroit, 27 of 35. Cleveland, 15 of 16. Okay. All right. So the Pistons shot, quick math, they shot 19 more free throws than we did. That's a lot. That's a lot. I know they're the home team. You're going to get calls. We talked about that yesterday afternoon, but that's a lot. That's a big discrepancy. Now, I'm not going to sit here and stomp my feet and pound the table, but you would hope that would get tightened up a little bit for Game 2. I think Donovan Mitchell is already kind of planting the seed, laying the groundwork for that. You'll hear that in his presser. We're going to play a little bit of that for you this afternoon. It took Donovan Mitchell one game of the series and said, okay, that's it. If you want to find me, but I'm going to get this off my chest and I'm going to do it right now. So maybe that will plant the seed for the officiating crew that's going to be on the Game 2 tomorrow night in Detroit. I don't know. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I do know that we chucked up 12 more three-pointers than Detroit. We were 14 of 38. That's not great. It's not horrible, but it's not great. Pistons were 10 of 26 from three last night. They out-rebounded us. They got more offensive rebounds. Assists were 23 apiece. 12 steals last night. 12 for Detroit. 12. We had 20 turnovers. Points in the paint were a wash. That surprised me. Each team had 44 points in the paint last night. Points off turnovers, ouch. Detroit had 31. The Cavaliers had 16. Fast break points last night, Detroit 15, Cleveland 6. Second chance points last night. Detroit had 19. The Cavaliers had 11. Now, overall, this is the personal fouls that were called last night. the Cavaliers were called for 22. Detroit was called for 18. But they shot 19 more free throws than we did. And I'll say it again. Despite all of that, the Cavaliers were right there. They were right there. Couldn't finish the last 4 minutes. I don't know if the last 4 minutes they got tight. I don't know if they... I can't explain the last 4 minutes last night.
No, it was weird.
I can't explain how you could. I mean, did they run out of gas? I don't think so.
Do you remember if Schroeder was taken out at that point? Because I think he was playing right before that last 4 minutes, and that's where they got that huge, oomph push where they came back and almost tied the game back up.
Yeah, I don't know, because Schroeder only played 16 minutes last night.
No, it's tragic. He should have had more.
9 minutes. I'm sorry, 16 minutes, 9 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists. Jared Allen only played 18 minutes last night. 2 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 fouls. See, this is why we get upset. This is why we get angry. This is why we stare up at the sky and say, what the hell is going on? Do we remember what Jared Allen did on Sunday night at home against Orlando? I don't even have his stats in front of me. I can tell you what he did. He was 7 of 11 from the floor. He had 22 points. He had a gaggle of rebounds. He had 3 block shots. He had assist. He had a steal. He was the greatest thing since sliced bread. Yesterday, he goes out. It lays a big pile of crap right in the middle of the front yard. 18 minutes, 2 points, 3 rebounds. He picked up 2 fouls in the first 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, I was gonna say they were at it. They were after him.
So he was the invisible man. This is what I'm talking about. And this is why Cavs fans get angry, and I don't blame them. It's the inconsistency of the star players on this team. Evan Mobley last night, 34 minutes, 14 points, 9 rebounds. That's okay. Throw in 5 assists. They had a couple of blocks. But if I'm paying you NBA super max money, you sure as hell better get me more than 14 points and 9 rebounds in 34 minutes of an NBA playoff game. You're a super max player. Play like one. Dean Wade, 27 minutes last night. 5 points, 3 rebounds. Pretty much invisible. James Harden, 35 minutes last night. 22 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. But he had 7 turnovers. Donovan Mitchell, 35 minutes, 23 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. I need more out of Spider. I need more. I need 28 to 29 points a game. Need a couple more rebounds. I probably need about 5 or 6 assists out of him. Strus was good. 27 minutes, 19 points, 5 rebounds. Tyson didn't score in 17 minutes. Schroeder, 9 points in 16 minutes. Keon Ellis played 10 minutes last night. 3 points, 3 rebounds, 2 steals. And anybody else that played, Thomas Bryant played 9 minutes, got 4 points. Sam Merrill played 6 minutes, and he was out there just long enough to hurt his hamstring. I guess he was not walking around the facility too well this morning in Detroit, the practice. So I don't know if he will be available tomorrow night or not. We'll hear from Kenny Atkinson. We will hear from Donovan Mitchell. We'll hear from James Harden coming up here this afternoon. Cavs-Pistons game 2 tomorrow night. Amazon Prime. Don't forget. We'll take a look at the other game last night, I should say. Oklahoma City and the Lakers. Oh, did you see that grotesque injury last night to Vanderbilt for the Lakers? Rainsburg, did you see that injury?
No, I didn't.
Ooh,
I didn't watch that game.
Ooh. Completely dislocated his left pinky finger.
Ooh.
Like the bone was coming through. Ooh. And it was like, I'll pull up a picture of it and show you. It was disgusting. I wouldn't recommend looking at it.
He says, I wouldn't recommend looking at it, but don't worry. I'm going to show it to you.
I'll show you. I'm not going to post it, but I'll show you.
Oh, no, I want to see it.
It was, I feel bad for the kid.
That's rough.
I feel bad for the kid. I really do.
Yeah, LA's having a tough time with injuries. Holy crap.
They are. Now, Luka's supposed to come back game 3, but we'll see. And Reeves came back last night, and he did not play well at all. LeBron was the best player on the floor last night for the Lakers at almost the age of 42. Incredible. All right, let's see here. Hey, big news today. Mount Union has hired Josh Twiddy as their new men's head basketball coach. Congratulations to Coach Twiddy, and we look to get him on the program here soon. But that's really, really good news there. Hopefully the Purple Raiders will pick up right where they left off. He was Coach Feuline's kind of right-hand guy, and I'm hoping that staff will stay together and let Coach Josh go out and do his thing. So we hope to hear from him and get him on the show here soon. By the way, Mike Feuline is going to join us tomorrow on the program, and we'll talk about his new gig at the University of Cincinnati and all the great memories that he will leave behind here, but always hold on to at the University of Mount Union. Big news possibly coming out of college football. We'll get into that. How does a 24-team playoff field sound? That could be coming our way. We got our Sam Bourquin Show poll question of the day. We got Sammy B's best bet on this day in sports history, and we got some other goodies to get to as well. It's the Sam Bourquin Show, 1310.
AWP Safety, North America's leading traffic safety company, wishes the best of luck to Stark County student athletes this fall, and they need you. Join AWP as a protector for steady work and an important job keeping people safe. They offer paid training, certification, referral bonuses, and advancement opportunities. To apply, visit jobs.awpsafety.com. That's jobs.awpsafety.com.
Since day one of your child's life, you've been all hands in. At Cleveland Clinic Children's, we make our patients a very similar promise: to be the hands you can trust, no matter what specialty care is needed. As Northeast Ohio's trusted children's hospital, when their health needs a helping hand, put their care in hands you trust. Learn more at clevelandclinicchildrens.org/hands.
Here's the latest news on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 3:30. A report claims a memorandum of understanding is closer than ever between Washington and Tehran. Axios, citing several anonymous sources they claim are familiar with the matter, states the one-page memorandum contains 14 points that would place the conflict on ice and Iran's nuclear ambitions and allow the region to reopen to maritime traffic. In return for Iran ending nuclear enrichment, surrendering its highly enriched uranium, and submitting to snap nuclear inspections by UN officials, it was stated the U.S. would end the blockade, lift sanctions on Tehran, and unfreeze billions in assets. U.S. private sector added more jobs than expected last month. Private payrolls rose by 109,000 in April, up from 61,000 in the previous month, according to new data from payroll processing firm ADP. The number beat economists' expectations of 99,000. Employment gains were broad-based, with most of the growth in education and healthcare services, which added 61,000 jobs. Trade, transportation, and utilities created 25,000 jobs. The construction industry added 10,000 positions. District of Columbia Metropolitan Police Department terminated several officials Monday for fudging crime statistics. At least 3 were issued termination papers after being investigated over accusations of manipulating crime statistics. Shakeup continues after 2 federal reports from 2025 questioned the accuracy of DC's crime data under Chief Pamela Smith. The House Oversight Committee report criticized Smith's leadership, alleging she pressured law enforcement to manipulate crime statistics through a culture of coercive fear. Smith resigned in December. Republican South Carolina Representative Nancy Mace named several lawmakers Monday she claims used a congressional slush fund to cover up alleged sex scandals. Mace said she uncovered 1,000 pages of documents detailing how certain lawmakers allegedly evaded consequences. Mace originally subpoenaed the House Oversight Committee in March in light of sexual scandals that resulted in 2 resignations from Congress. Mace said the documents were only from the last 22 years, claiming all reports prior to 2004 were destroyed. Those named were Republicans Rodney Alexander, Blake Farenthold, Patrick Meehan, and Democrats Eric Massa, John Conyers, and Carolyn McCarthy. Farenthold, Conyers, and McCarthy have passed away in the interim. 5 incumbent Indiana Republican state senators lost their primaries to candidates backed by President Trump. 1 survived, with 1 race yet to be called. The president had vowed political payback against what he labeled rhinos, or Republicans in name only, after the Indiana legislature rejected a redistricting plan. Trevor DeVries, Brian Schmutzler, Blake Fichter, Tracy Powell, and Michelle Davis defeated state senators Dan Durnok, Linda Rogers, Travis Holdman, Jim Buck, and Greg Walker, respectively, with a race between Paula Copenhaver and State Senator Spencer Deary still uncalled Tuesday night. State Senator Greg Good was the lone survivor. Holdman had been a member of GOP leadership since 2008. Buck has held office since 1994. 57 degrees at 3:33 for WDPN News. I'm Clint Marshall.
Now, the Alliance Area Weather Forecast from Mark Johnson on AM 1310 WDPN.
Afternoon highs today only 57 degrees, so quite a bit cooler than the last few days. Mainly cloudy with an isolated shower chance. Overnight, mainly cloudy, dry, chilly. Our low 38. I am Mark J. Weather from 3 News. California.
1310 WDPN. Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show. 330-821-1310. That's 330-821-1310. The Q92 Radio YouTube channel. The chat room is alive and well. What do we got over there, Rainsburg? I see Hall of Fame City, Scooter's in, Purple Suit is in. What else is going on?
I'm going to just take it from the top. Let's see. Purple Suit started out by saying Cavs played like absolute dog crap, but they were tied up 5 minutes ago. That was the bad Harden and Allen that we cannot have moving forward. Will it change?
I don't know if it'll change.
No, we don't.
I don't know if it'll
there's
change.
no way to know if that will change. We hope it will, but Harden is just
I hope so too.
Not helping us. See. Don Bobler says steals. Half of Harden's turnovers were literally handing the ball to Detroit. And boy, he's not wrong about that. Scooter says Allen spent all of his physical and mental energy Sunday and was out of gas last night. Correct. He's too inconsistent. He also said Harden is as good at dribbling as I am at nuclear fusion.
I just don't understand.
I can tell you.
Maybe this goes on at Kenny Atkinson. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how a 37-year-old is in charge of carrying the ball around as much as James Harden is. James Harden is a shooter. Yes, he is a creator. Yes, he can find open people and get them the ball. But if you're constantly fumbling the ball around, then what good is it if you can do those other three things, but you don't have the ball in your possession to do it? I just kind of question. I question what our philosophy at the offensive end of the floor. I mean, I saw people last night on social media screaming for Darius Garland to come back. I don't know.
Well, how many times did we have to watch them inbound the ball to Harden? He'd take it down the court to the other side and then stand there for God knows how long, just kind of dribbling the ball, trying to get around the three guys guarding him instead of just passing it. There was one time where he literally got all the way down there, had a guy wide open on the left, is getting smothered by two defenders, and still just doesn't pass the ball. He tried to shoot it while being completely smothered.
Yeah,
none of that makes sense to me.
I mean, are we in that bad a shape as far as what? And look, Donovan Mitchell's not really a point guard. James is not really a point guard. I mean, is that the issue here, that we just don't have? We don't have that quintessential point guard. I don't know. I mean, again, Donovan can create and shoot and score, and James can do the same. But it just seems like we are in some kind of a. It's like when they come down the floor between Mitchell and Harden, it's like they're having this conversation between them mentally, like, okay, whose possession is this? Is it me? Am I the go-to guy here? Should I be looking to dish? Should I just play hero ball, and then when the shot clock gets down to 4 or 5 seconds, try to draw a foul or flop my way to the basket? And it just seems like we are not prepared when we come down the floor with the basketball. It's like if we're not if a breakout fast break, 2-on-0, 3-on-1, then we are literally confused as to what to do with the basketball in the half-court set. And we all know the big difference in the NBA, regular season, not exactly a lot of half-court basketball. Game slows down. It's more physical, more defense. You're not just running willy-nilly like you are in the regular season. But how can it be we're in the second round of the playoffs and we've got two veterans who are coming down the floor, and it's like, well, what am I supposed to do? You got any ideas? I don't. Meanwhile, the shot clock's ticking. Now, by the time we get into our offense, there's like 12 seconds on the shot clock. And now it's go time. So you've wasted 10 to 12 seconds jacking around and getting the ball over the timeline, or you did get the ball up over the timeline in a little better fashion, and you haven't done anything. You haven't run any offense. I mean, my God, I look at the Cavaliers, and I'm not the smartest basketball mind in the world, but after watching enough basketball over the years, hey, I know when a guy's coming up to set a pick. I know where he's going to go. You think the defender doesn't know that? There's just no creativity here. And I don't know. I thought that was one of the reasons that we brought in Kenny Atkinson, for creativity and a flow at the offensive end of the floor compared to what JB did with the talent that he had. I'm in a loss here. I can't believe that our offensive struggles are at this point in the season. And it's not like we've got a 21 and a 19-year-old backcourt. These guys have been at it for a while. What's Donovan, his 9th year? James is in his 17th year. This should not be happening. This ridiculousness of the turnovers should not be happening at the NBA level in this point of the season with Donovan Mitchell and James Harden. It just shouldn't. I mean, at this point, and I don't know, I like Dennis Schroeder, but man, he turns the ball over too. He had 4 turnovers last night. And he is more of an attacker than a disher at the offensive end of the floor. So I really can't say, hey, Dennis, come on over here and be the point guard tonight. I'm not confident enough in him to do that. I like his chippiness. I like his aggressiveness. But I'm not so sure I want him running the point either. Not 35, 38 minutes a night. No.
No, but I really like how he seems to keep the Cavs moving. He keeps their eye on the ball. Every time Schroeder comes out, I seem to see a little bit more of focus and coordination and less just BS from them.
It's just, I can't believe we're here. It's May the 6th. This kind of stuff should be worked out in the regular season, unless our guys are just puckering up again and getting nervous and being careless with the ball and it's slipping through their hands, and they miss a dribble and the ball gets poked away, or somebody comes up and grabs it out of their hands. We just shouldn't be in this position right now. That's all I'm saying.
I agree.
And I don't know what and if Kenny Atkinson is going to do about it. I can't understand. Matter of fact, Rainsburg, let's go to the clip of James Harden and Donovan Mitchell. They did a double presser last night and fielded some questions from the reporters after the game in Detroit. And I think this first one here, I think James talked about it. He was asked about why the turnovers keep happening and what they can do about it.
Looks like it starts with Mitchell, but I'm going to hit it.
Okay, that's fine.
Yep.
All right, there's Donovan Mitchell and James Harden talking with the media. We'll hear from James a little bit later, too, and Kenny Atkinson. I hope that the fact that Donovan's kind of planting the seed here after only one game will help the Cavaliers tomorrow night. He may get a few more calls. Or this can work two ways. This can work two ways, especially when you're still on the road. Because I know the officials watch these press conferences. They're on social media. They say they aren't, but I know they are. This could work against them, too. They can say, oh, Donovan, you're complaining already after game one. Well, wait and see what we got in store for you now, buddy. Could work both ways. I'll take my chances with it being Donovan, well respected. I don't think that this will hurt them. I think it will help. If this was a rookie, then the officials would absolutely turn it right around on him and make life miserable. But the fact that it's Donovan, almost a 10-year vet in the NBA, has a really good reputation, maybe this will help. Hey, I have seen NBA playoff games in my lifetime. I've seen NBA playoff series in my lifetime where one game, all right, last night, let's say the Cavaliers went to the free throw line 15 times. Tomorrow night, they could go 34 times. That's, like it or love it or hate it, that's the way it is. Pistons last night, what did they go, 20, 35 times? They could go 12 tomorrow night. I've seen it. You've seen it. We've all seen it. It's just the part of the business of the NBA. But the Cavaliers need to what? Cherish the basketball. We always hear coaches say, you got to cherish the basketball. You can't turn it over in basketball. You can't turn it over in football. You can't give teams 4 and 5 outs in an inning in baseball. It is a fine line, especially in the postseason. Everything is under the microscope. Everything is amplified. Just something is taking care of the rock is so big. If you cut your turnovers in half last night, you probably win the game. I'm not saying definitely, but you probably win the game if you have 10 turnovers instead of 20. Hell, if you have 13 turnovers last night, you probably win the game.
I mean, hell, they only lost by, 10 points?
You lost by 10.
Yeah.
You made your free throws. You were 15 of 16. I can't complain about that.
No.
But if you hold on to the basketball and you don't let the Pistons get as many points off of turnovers as they did, despite getting run out of the gym in the first quarter last night, you probably win that game. And that, to me, is a little frustrating, knowing that you could have squeezed one out of Detroit on the first night. Now, I'm not saying it's the end of the world by any stretch, but now there's a little more pressure on the Cavaliers to get the second one, and only because they don't have home court advantage in the series. There's a little more pressure on the Cavaliers now to steal game 2 tomorrow night in Detroit. Now, we saw what happened in the Toronto series. Cavs won their first 2 at home. They lost the next 2 in Toronto. They won at home. They lost at Toronto. They come home and won Game 7. We all had this discussion yesterday. We don't want this to go into a Game 7, right? Cavaliers need, if they're going to do it, they got to get it in 6. So now, if you're looking at winning this series in 6, and this, I know this sounds pretty heroic, but now the Cavaliers have to win 4 out of the next 5. That's tough, but that's also the reality right now. 52 minutes past the hour. Phones are open, 330-821-1310. Text us at 330-924-7088. Talking a little Cavs, talking a little Pistons, talking some NBA playoffs. Sam Bourquin Show poll question of the day. Get your comments in. If you were the coach of the Cavaliers right now, what big change would you make for game number 2? What big change would you make before tomorrow night's game if you were the head coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers? Get those comments in. Social media, Q92 Radio YouTube channel, and we'll work them in. Maybe you guys will have some better ideas than the coaching staff. We'll see. We'll see how it turns out. We'll take a break and come back. Stay with us.
Music and intelligence for your life.
No matter what anybody tells you, words and ideas can change the world.
I'm John Tesh, and we couldn't be happier about bringing you intelligence for your life every day. We have a room full of researchers gathering the information and ideas you need to make your life simpler and better, and to make you the smartest person in the room. Join me for Music and Intelligence for Your Life, 10 to 3, Monday through Saturday, only on AM 1310 WDPN.
You heard it on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-498-2098 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-498-2098 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-498-2098 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
We are the keepers of the wild, America's original and most invested conservationists. For more than 80 years, we've been committed to conserving wildlife and the natural landscapes that define our nation. From rugged alpine ridgelines to peaceful tall grass prairies, we've supported the conservation of more than 36 million acres of American wildlands. Our funding has led to cleaner water, fresher air, and improved wildlife habitat. From abundant fish and waterfowl populations to robust deer and elk herds, nothing is more important than maintaining wild spaces for adventurers to explore and wildlife to thrive. We are America's hunters and target shooters, stewards of the American outdoors.
America's hunters and target shooters, along with firearm, ammunition, and archery manufacturers, have invested more than $46 billion to help state fish and wildlife agencies manage and protect wildlife and wildlands across America. For more information, visit outdoorstewards.org.
She has me like a Pisces when
55 minutes past the hour. 330-821-1310. 330-821-1310. Want to shout out our good friends at AWP Safety. Proud sponsors of the Sam Bourquin Show, Monday through Friday, 3 until 6, right here on AM 1310 WDPN. Shout out to Drew and all the great folks at AWP Safety.
Sean asks, Sam, are there any hope for the Cavs to win an afternoon game on Saturday? Hasn't been pretty with the sun up for the Cavaliers.
The old 3 o'clock tip on Saturday afternoon.
Is that one in Cleveland?
Yes.
Or is that in Detroit? Okay.
Yeah.
We better win that one.
Detroit. Now, tomorrow, I got to look. Is tomorrow 7 or 8?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think tomorrow's on Prime. So
yes.
If Prime says 7, it's actually 8.
How about last night, Peacock? They said 7. It tipped at 7:12. Just kind of how I thought how that was gonna go. But I don't know if it's 7 or 8 tomorrow night. But I do know it is on Amazon Prime. We'll look that up for you. I think it might be 8 o'clock.
Yeah, that sounds right.
We'll see. The Cavaliers have reached a point, I think, in this playoff run, we'll call it, since this will be their 8th game. I would say it's a playoff run by now. I think they have reached a point that they have to figure out, okay, who's going to be the ball dominant person on the offensive end of the floor, and they're going to have to work off of what that person does. It's almost like they're coming up the floor and they think, okay, well, if we keep this 50-50 and not a true point situation, then we'll confuse the defense. They won't know where we're going. But in reality and in totality of the situation, it's the Cavaliers that don't know where they're going. Spacing on the floor, guys looking for the pick and roll when the roll's not there. It just looks discombobulated to me at the offensive end of the floor. And if for us being this late in the season, the second round of the playoffs with the veteran squad, it's just a little perplexing to me. Am I the only one? Anybody else feel the same way? If not, hey, fire away and let me know. I'll take my medicine. But I just don't see an offense that's I don't see a refined group of five on the offensive end of the floor. And does it happen to be this way? Is it game to game? Because maybe Donovan and Spider, maybe they recognize the fact, hey, man, J.A. ain't got it tonight. We're not going there. Or Evan's not really feeling it early. Let's stay away. Maybe that's going on too. I don't know. And maybe Dean Wade could hit a three-pointer in the corner once every 10 trips down the floor. Maybe that would help. You know what? I'm shocked. I can't believe we scored 101 points last night with the way that offense was moving the ball or not moving the ball or turning the ball over. The way that game started last night, I told myself, Cavaliers are going to score about 87 points tonight. I believe that in my heart and soul. How they got to 101, man, I have no idea.
It was crazy that point in the fourth quarter where they took off and scored unanswered like 12 to 15 points or whatever. There was a point where I'm like, oh, they could almost win this game right now.
Yeah.
And then that last 4 minutes happened.
The last 4 minutes was really bad. It was bad. It was bad basketball. Now, I'll tip my hat a little bit to Detroit. They had a little something to do with that. But again, the unforced turnovers, the unbelievable, terrible execution of the offensive end of the floor in the last, 4 minutes last night was just, it was incredible.
Scooter says, you hit the nail on the head, Sam. Their offense most of the time looked like five guys at the Y in a pickup game.
It just shouldn't be that way. And now do I gotta stand up here? No, I gotta talk about how bad of a job Kenny Atkinson is doing. I don't want to do that, but maybe that some of the blame belongs on him. I don't know. It's the players at the end of the day. It is. It always has been. Especially at the NBA level, it's the players. But gosh, I don't know. Maybe Kenny's hamstringing the team a little bit. I don't know. All I know is J.B. Bickerstaff is laughing today very loudly. And he will laugh really loud if the Pistons take a 2-0 lead tomorrow night. All right, we got the news and weather coming up 1 hour in. 2 more big hours to go here on the Sam Bourquin Show. Stay with us, everybody. 1310 WDPN.
Keeping Alliance entertained and informed for over a half a century. AM 1310 WDPN Alliance.
ABC News, I'm Chuck Sievertson. We've got things under control, says President Trump today at the White House about Iran.
We're dealing with people that want to make a deal very much, and we'll see whether or not they can make a deal that's satisfactory to us. We have it very much under control.
In a closed-door interview with the House Oversight Committee on his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick. The Dutch cruise ship, which health officials say has some cases of hantavirus, is off West Africa, headed to Spain's Canary Islands. World Health Organization's Dr. Ann Lindstrom.
There is now a discussion which is changing by the hour exactly what will happen and how the outbreak will be managed at the next sport.
Cable news pioneer, TV mogul, sports team owner, yacht racer, and much more. Ted Turner has died at 87. The mouth from the South. He once said, "My son is now an entrepreneur." That's what you're called when you don't have a job. This is ABC News.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with a Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Come get ready for Mother's Day at JCPenney. Find the perfect gifts and exactly what you are and aren't looking for. A chic handbag you know she'll love, and a clutch for you too. A silver necklace that's just her color, and earrings you've had your eye on. Because if a few extras end up in your cart, well, you are getting an extra 20% off with coupon. This mall haul will totally get mom's approval. Yes, JCPenney. Valid 5/4 through 5/10 while they last. Exclusions apply.
Now, the latest Alliance area news from Clint Marshall on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 4:02. Canton man is under arrest in connection with a fatal shooting in the city. Police say 33-year-old Ashad Carlisle was taken into custody this morning by the U.S. Marshals Northern Ohio Violent Fugitive Task Force. He was booked at the county jail on charges of aggravated murder and discharging a firearm near prohibited premises. They stem from the April 21st death of 51-year-old Richard Statz. He was shot 2 days earlier at his apartment near Tuscarawas Street West and Broad Avenue. The investigation is ongoing. Court proceedings are continuing the case of two women in the murder of a Canton man. A competency hearing for 54-year-old Yolanda Lowry of Louisville has been rescheduled for May 19th. Meanwhile, her mother, 71-year-old Dorothy Lowry of Canton, has been ordered to Heartland Behavioral Health in Massillon to be restored to competency. Common Pleas Judge Taryn Heath issued the decision Tuesday following an evaluation. The Lowrys are accused in the beating death of Jerry Morris of Canton. His body was found in Akron last August, but police believe he was killed in Canton. Robbery and assault case in Canton has led to multiple charges against a Reynoldsburg man. 31-year-old Devontae Scurry was arrested Tuesday and charged with felonious assault, aggravated robbery, and grand theft. Police allege Scurry stole a woman's vehicle, dragged her, and struck her with a vehicle door. He's also accused of punching a man, taking his money, and hitting him with the car. The alleged incident occurred Tuesday morning in the 2000 block of Kimball Road Southeast. Scurry was scheduled to be arraigned today in Canton Municipal Court. Higher demand and stronger pricing boosting results for the Timken Company. Manufacturer of engineered bearings reports first quarter sales of $1.23 billion, up 8% from a year ago. Along with improved profits, Timken posted net income of $98.2 million or $1.40 per share, while adjusted earnings came in at $1.67. Officials say growth was led by its industrial motion segment, and it's now raising its full-year earnings outlook to as much as $5.20 per share. More than $160,000 in damage at the center of a lawsuit involving a Salem restaurant. A Columbiana County judge has scheduled a June 5th hearing to determine damages after ruling in favor of Heggies against Veterans Energy and Construction Services. Case stems from a November 2024 demolition when a wall from the adjacent Shorey building collapsed in the East State Street restaurant, causing significant damage. Court previously entered a default judgment against the defendants after they failed to respond to the lawsuit. Race for Mahoning County Commissioner now set for November. Republican Christine Oliver, the Canfield City Council president, won her primary and will face Democrat Lauren McNally. They're seeking the seat now held by Carol Remedio Righetti. Several Mahoning County judicial races set for November after Republican primary victories. The most high-profile contest, Mark Haney won a seat on the 7th District Court of Appeals. In other races, Ross Smith and Ralph Rivera won common pleas nominations. Mark DeVicchio captured the domestic relations race. Woman charged in the death of a teen whose body was found in an Austintown home is scheduled to return to court for a preliminary hearing May 27th. 38-year-old LaRonda Mitchell was arraigned today in Mahoning County Court, where bond was set at $500,000. She's charged with involuntary manslaughter in the death of a 16-year-old girl. Police found the teen's body in a sealed room at a South Raccoon Road address last month. Mitchell reportedly told officers the girl had been dead for at least a month. The investigation is ongoing. The coroner's office has not released a cause of death. A longtime Ursuline High School leader is stepping down this summer, prompting a change in administration. Reverend Richard Murphy will retire July 1st after serving as president since 2011. Sister Mary McCormick has been named interim president. She's a professor of theology at St. Mary's Seminary in Cleveland. Youngstown man indicted on multiple felony charges had his arraignment Tuesday at Mahoning County Common Pleas Court. 37-year-old Randy Reese was taken into custody last Monday by U.S. Marshals at a home on Southern Boulevard. Charges follow a secret grand jury indictment the previous week and include trafficking in persons, rape, corrupting another with drugs, and felonious assault. Reese pleaded not guilty and bond was set at $500,000. An inmate serving time in a Trumbull County child rape case has died in prison. Authorities say 71-year-old Larry Cole died April 26th at Belmont Correctional Institution in St. Clairsville. No further details about his death have been released. Cole was serving 10 years to life after being convicted in 2021 of raping a 9-year-old girl. 2025 investigation by the Trumbull County Sheriff's Office and the FBI has led to a guilty plea in a child sex abuse material case. 36-year-old Alan Patchen of Levittsburg admitted to 10 felony counts in Common Pleas Court, including illegal use of a minor and pandering sexual matter involving a minor. Sentencing will come after a background investigation. 56 degrees at 4:07. This is the local edition of WDPN News. I'm Clint Marshall.
Here's Mark Johnson's forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
Well, you might need a sweater or a spring coat for your afternoon. 57 cooler degrees for the high, mainly cloudy with an isolated shower chance. Overnight staying mostly cloudy, dry, chilly, our low 38 degrees. From the 3 News Weather Center, I'm Mark Johnson.
Live from the AM 1310 WDPN studio, it's time for live and local sports talk. It's the Sam Bourquin Show.
I'm ready.
Give the show a call at 330-821-1310.
Good call, meatball.
Watch the Sam Bourquin Show on the AM 1310 Facebook page, the Q92 YouTube page, and on X. This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
Finishing in a crowd. That was not an easy play. 18 now for Cade. Schroeder sneaks through. Struz corner. 3-ball goes. Kick it out. Jenkins, good luck. Can't hit the 3. Leak out from Struz. 4 seconds left. Struz goes airborne. Approaching the midway point of the third. Cleveland battling well, but Harden just can't find any semblance of rhythm. Turnover. Harris comes to close. This is Cade Cunningham's domain. Shovel. Throw in. Drops the hammer.
Hammer, deep left field. Collins over, near the line. It is off the pole, and a 3-run homer for Reese Hoskins.
That one into center field. Here comes Swanson, and the Cubs win it.
10 WDPN. Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show. 2 more big hours to go here. Come to you live from the Palatial Estates on Smith Avenue in the Carnation City of Alliance, Ohio. Sam Bourquin here, Ryan Rainsberg on the other side of the glass. Phones are open 330-821-1310. Don't forget to check us out on all of your social media platforms. AM 1310 WDPN on Facebook, on X, Q92 Sports on Facebook and X, Q92 Radio YouTube channel. And we got the chat open and we're ready to go. Sam Bourquin Show poll question of the day. If you're the coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers, what big change are you making for Game 2 tomorrow night in Detroit? I'm putting you in charge. I'm putting the Cavalier hat on you. I'm putting the whistle around your neck. You are in charge. What change are you making for Game 2 tomorrow night? At Little Caesars Arena, downtown Detroit. What are you doing? What switch are you going to make? Or are you just going to say, you know what? I'm going to stand pat. I'm going to hope our guys take better care of the basketball. They're going to have to put themselves in a better position, and they're just going to have to play better. And if we get that, maybe you don't need to make the big change. Dean Wade has started some nights. Max Strus has started some nights. Some nights Dennis Schroeder has gone in earlier than later. But as we said in the beginning of the show, at this point in the game, this point in the season, I mean, you roll with your starting five. You got your next three guys coming off the bench, and that's about it. But to me, the biggest key, two keys. The biggest one, take care of the ball. Take care of the ball. And the second one is don't get so far behind so quickly. Game started last night. Cavaliers took up, an early 5-0 lead. Okay. 30, 40 seconds later, man, it was 5-5. It was off to the races. It's like we had that brief little minute and a half or 2 minutes of joy, and then the Pistons decided to start to play, and they did. And it was 37-21 before you knew it. And you're like, got to come from behind now. Got to use a lot of energy. Got to put a lot out there on the floor. We're still in the second quarter, and we're already down big. And you know how the story goes there. You get behind that quickly, that far, a lot of energy, and sometimes you just run out of gas. I don't know that our guys ran out of gas. I don't think they ran out of gas. I think they just didn't handle the moment, or the 4-minute moment, if you will, in the fourth quarter. That's kind of where I'm at with the Cavaliers right now. You don't want to have to extend yourself so much just to climb the mountain, just to get back into it. Try to stay above water. If you get behind 6 or 7 or 8, that's in the NBA, that's nothing. Actually, sounds crazy to say. Actually, 15 points in the NBA, that's nothing, really. Now, in the playoffs, 15 is a lot bigger than 15 in the regular season. I will grant you that. But how many times have we seen teams erase 10, 12, 15, 18, 20-point leads and come back to win the game? But in the playoffs, you don't want to make it harder on yourself than it already is. And I guess to me, that's the two biggest points that I would say. But as far as our poll question is concerned today, if I made you the coach of the Cavs, what are we doing for game 2? What change are you going to make? I'm giving you full autonomy here. What change are you going to make for game 2 against Detroit tomorrow night?
Purple Suit says, I'm turning off Jared Allen's internet the night before. Not a bad idea.
Probably not a bad idea. Jamie says, shorten the rotations. Highest paid team in the league, and the starters can't play more than 35 minutes a game. Amen, Jamie. Amen. Wayne says, keep the two bigs on the floor. Bryant plays more. Add minutes for Tomlin in his hustle. I'd listen to that, but again, you got to keep the rotation short. Hey, at this point in the season, NBA games are 48 minutes. Your starters should be able to go out there and play 42 to 43 minutes a night. I don't think we're asking too much here. I don't think we're asking too much. This is nonsense. Now I'm going to get mad again. This is nonsense when I look in the box and I see our guys maxing out at 33, 34 minutes a night. It's the playoffs. You've load managed all season long. You should have plenty of gas in the tank. Stay out there and play. Eric says, put Spider at the point guard and run Harden off the ball for some pick and pop. That should help. Jim says, don't start Harden. Start Strus. Bring James off the bench. Ray says, rotation is good. Rebound better. And cut the turnovers out. My guy, Mike Wassity, holding it down. He says, shorten the bench. Let your players play 40-plus minutes. Right? Jimmy's and Joe's wins you games, not X's and O's. Right on, man. Right on. John says, harden to the bench. Play Strus as much as you can. Quit dribbling and start passing. Tell Mitchell he's going to play at least 40 minutes. Pro athletes should be in shape. Quit being spectators. Mike says, take Harden off as the point guard. Let Mitchell or Strus be the distributor. Quit being lazy on defense. Don't stand around and wait for somebody else to do something. Oh, how many times did we see that last night?
Oh, too many times.
Here's one from Ed. It says, play Allen down the stretch. What was up with that? Shorten the rotation.
They had some extra confidence in Allen last night.
Does anybody know why Jared Allen, why did he not play hardly last night? What was the problem? Now, look, I know he had 2 early fouls. We've talked about that already.
Yeah.
But what was the problem? Or did Kenny Atkinson see that Jared Allen had 0 to offer last night, and he just kept him on the bench? What was the story there? He only played 18 minutes. 2 points and 3 rebounds, 4 fouls. That's your starting center in game 1 of the Eastern Conference playoffs. Eastern Conference semifinals. And he played 18 minutes. 18 minutes. Let's hear. Mitchell played 35. Harden played 35. Allen played 18. Wade 27. Mobley 34. I got to have more minutes out of my starters. I'm sorry. Donovan, you're playing 40. You're going to play 40 minutes at least. James, you're playing 40 minutes at least. I don't know what's going on with Jared Allen. But he's got to play 35, 38 minutes a night. Mobley, you got to play almost 40. What, are you tired? You're a kid. Dean Wade played 27. That's fine. Dean, here. How many other teams in the NBA would Dean Wade start for? Let's just cut right through the crap. How many other teams in the NBA in the playoffs would Dean Wade start for? I'm just asking the question. Answer it how you wish. Strus played 27 minutes last night. I'm okay with that. Tyson played 17 minutes. Schroeder 16. Keon Ellis 10. Bryant 9. Merrill 6. And again, Merrill doesn't look good. They had an MRI today on his hammy, and they're saying it doesn't look good for him to play tomorrow night in Game 2. Now, I don't know what doesn't look good means in the big picture here. According to Chris Fedor, Sam Merrill underwent an MRI on his problematic hamstring this morning. The team is still awaiting those results. He did not participate in practice today. So I'm just going to guess here that's like a 50-50 shot that he will play tomorrow night. But come on, are we relying on Sam Merrill to win the series for us? Nice guy. Got a good-looking three-point shot. Little bit up and down. A little bit inconsistent. We're not winning the series because of Sam Merrill. I need my Supermax players to play like Supermax players. That's what I need. That should be expected. Come on. Get out there and play. It's a playoff series. You lose, you're done. Get out there and play 41, 42 minutes. Hey, you're off the next night. You're off the next night. Kenny Atkinson's not going to make him run wind sprints the next day for 3 hours. It's not how this works. I need more minutes. I need more production out of my super max players. I need more out of my veterans.
No, I think it was the fourth quarter, the late third, early fourth quarter, where Mitchell went out there, played for a solid 2-3 minutes, did nothing, scored no points, and then was like, I'm going to take a little break, and went and sat down. I'm like, you taking a break right now? You've been out there for 3 minutes doing nothing, and now you think it's a good time to take a break?
Wait, is that him or is that Kenny?
That's true.
I mean, some guys will actually tell coach, hey, get me out of here. Now, you don't have to listen to him. You're the coach. Hey, look at Detroit's box. Look at Cade Cunningham. 41 minutes last night. 41 minutes. Tobias Harris played 38 minutes. Duran played 35 minutes. Come on. Come on. Come on, Mobley, Allen, Mitchell, Harden. I need you to play 40 minutes. We're not asking too much. Now, if you are stinking the joint out, then I'm probably going to pull you. But you guys, you are the Jimmies and the Joes. I need more. And I better get more. 24 minutes past the hour. 330-821-1310 is our number. We'll come back and we'll veer off into a couple of other stories here before we get you to the bottom of the hour news. Stay with us.
Ready to sink that winning putt? The Alliance Lions Club is bringing the heat to Fun Times Fun Park on May 16th for a massive miniature golf tournament. It's fun for all ages. For just $25, you get lunch, a t-shirt, and a shot at our hole-in-one contest and prizes. Sign-in starts at 9:15 a.m. Most importantly, we're putting for a purpose. All proceeds support the Ohio Lions Pediatric Cancer Foundation, providing vital research and family support. 1 in 285 children will face cancer by age 20. Let's help them beat the odds. Register by May 10th at alliancelions.itemorder.com or call David at 330-206-1179. Master the green and make a difference. We'll see you there.
For 75 years, the Muscular Dystrophy Association's voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
For 75 years, we've willed the impossible into existence.
For 75 years, the MDA community has pushed the science,
shifted the narrative, and established the field of neuromuscular medicine.
And until that day, when this is all a thing of the past,
you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies, because when people don't have to worry about where their next meal is coming from, they can truly thrive, like Marta.
And now we'll hear from our class valedictorian, who with our hard work never ceases to amaze us. Please welcome Marta Moreno.
And Alex.
Hey, Alex, how did the interview go?
I did it. I got the job. I can't believe it.
I knew it. Let's meet up later to celebrate.
And Diego.
Mom, I got first place at the science fair with my volcano project.
That's amazing, sweetie. Congratulations. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished, and everyone deserves to live a full life. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow. feedingamerica.org/actnow. A public service announcement brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Welcome back, 1310 WDPN, the Sam Bourquin Show. Don't forget, we are with you Monday through Friday, 3 until 6 p.m. All right, let's move off the Cavs here for a couple minutes. Mount Union, Purple Raiders, have a new men's head basketball coach. That announcement was made about an hour and a half ago. And it is going to be Josh Twiddy, the new head basketball coach for the Purple Raiders. He will replace Coach Mike Fuline, who stepped away to become an assistant coach with the Bearcats of Cincinnati. Look, if you've been following Mount Union basketball over the years, if you've gone to games, you have seen Coach Twiddy on the bench. He joined the staff, I believe it was 2012. So he's ready. He's seasoned. He's ready to go. And he's going to be the new head coach. So we'll see. We'll see how the progression goes from Coach Fuline to Coach Twiddy. He was with Coach Mike the whole time that Mike was with the Purple Raiders. So this was kind of like a no-brainer kind of deal. So we'll see how it goes. Again, we've reached out to Nate over at Mount, and we're trying to get Coach on hopefully this week. We'll see. I know they got a lot of stuff going on with baseball and softball. The lacrosse team is down in Maryland this weekend, so there's a lot going on over there on Clark Avenue. But we're going to try to get Coach Twiddy on and get his thoughts on becoming the new boss of the Purple Raider men's basketball team. Also, speaking of new, before we get to our play of the day, our best bet of the day, Kyle Sassola is the new athletic director over at Glen Oak. He will be stepping in for Scott Garcia. And Kyle coming down from Akron St. Vincent St. Mary. He's not even 30 years old yet. But he is going to be the new athletic director at Glen Oak. We'll try to get Kyle on the show here in the not too distant future as well. All right, it is time for Sammy B's best bet of the day. And I sent this to Rainsburg early this morning. And it was the Philadelphia 76ers and the New York Knicks. And I'm like, okay, NBA, game 1 in the books. Game 2 is always a lot different. Philly's going to come out and play hard. Their head coach, Nick Nurse, had to go to away for his brother's passing the other day. Win one for the coach kind of deal. I'm like, this is a lock, no brainer. And it was 7.5. I'm like, all right, I'll take it. So I was like, all right. I sent it off, Philadelphia plus 7.5 against the Knicks. Well, a couple hours later, we find out that Joel Embiid is not going to play. So the line now is 10.5. So it moved 3 points. So instead of getting 7.5, I'm going to take the 10.5. But man, no Joel Embiid at the Garden. I don't know. I'm going to stay with it. I'm going to take those extra 3, bet you. But so we're going to roll tonight. Sammy's best bet. Game 2, Philly and New York at the Garden. We'll take the 76ers plus the 10.5 against the Knicks. Sammy's best bet tonight, 76ers plus the 10.5 at New York. Good luck, everybody. We might need it tonight. News and weather is coming up next.
Now, the latest area news on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 4:30. Report claims a memorandum of understanding between Washington and Tehran is closer than ever. Axios, citing several anonymous sources, states the one-page memorandum contains 14 points that would place conflict on ice, end Iran's nuclear ambitions, and allow the region to reopen to maritime traffic. President Trump tacitly endorsed the report in a Truth Social post Wednesday morning, stating while it's a big assumption Iran would actually sign, assuming they did, the war and blockade of the Persian Gulf would end. Iran would surrender its highly enriched uranium, end nuclear enrichment, and submit to snap nuclear inspections by United Nations officials. Storage clock is ticking as tankers that exported 3.2 million barrels of crude per day remain bottled up in Iranian ports due to the blockade by the U.S. Navy. Blockade, part of a global vice denying Tehran $13 billion in monthly revenues and forcing the country's petroleum industry to shut down when it runs out of space to store what it can't ship. Since President Trump imposed the blockade April 13th, at least 1.5 million barrels of Iranian oil have been stored every day, according to consensus industry estimates, up 68 million barrels of Iran's 122 million barrel maximum storage was full in late April, with space for 20 to 30 million barrels more. U.S. private sector added more jobs than expected last month. Private payrolls rose by 109,000 in April, up from 61,000 in the previous month, according to new data from payroll processing firm ADP. That beat economists' expectations of 99,000. Employment gains were broad-based, with most of the growth in education and healthcare services, which added 61,000 jobs. Wage gains held steady in April. Pay growth for job stayers eased slightly to 4.4%. Wage gains for job changers were unchanged at 6.6%. The MV Hondius remains at sea as health authorities delay docking the Dutch cruise ship in the Canary Islands for 3 to 4 days amid a hantavirus outbreak that has killed 3 people and sickened at least 4 others. The ship, carrying 88 passengers and 59 crew, including 17 Americans, departed Argentina April 1st for Antarctica and remote South Atlantic islands. It stayed at sea as authorities coordinate quarantine measures, testing, and medical evaluations. Early findings suggest limited person-to-person transmission, a rare development for hantavirus, which typically spreads through contact with infected rodent droppings or urine. Officials said no rats were reported on board, raising the possibility a now-deceased Dutch couple was infected before boarding. Media pioneer Ted Turner has died at age 87. Turner revolutionized news through his creation of the cable news network. He also created TBS, TNT, Turner Classic Movies, and other stations watched by millions. Turner was named Time Magazine's Man of the Year in 1991. He had largely withdrawn from the public eye after his 2018 diagnosis of Lewy body dementia. 56 degrees at 4:33 for WDPN News. I'm Clint Marshall.
Meteorologist Mark Johnson has the latest forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
Cooler weather settling in for you Wednesday afternoon. An isolated shower by late in the day. Otherwise, mainly cloudy skies, 57 degrees. Overnight, mainly cloudy skies. A chilly night, our low 38. I am Mark J. Weather from 3 News.
Thirteen 1310 WDPN. We welcome you back to the program. 330-821-1310. Check us out on all of your social media platforms. WDPN X, Facebook, the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. And give us a holler. Give us a follow. If you're on the Q92 Radio YouTube page, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We certainly would appreciate that. You heard Clint talking about it in the news. I meant to bring this up earlier. Ted Turner passed away today at the age of 87. And if you're kind of in my age group, mid-50s, and if you were a sports fan, you kind of grew up maybe watching the Atlanta Braves on WTBS or watching a lot of news on CNN or watching programming from TNT. And that was all Ted Turner. He was a media mogul. Passed away at the age of 87 near his home in Tallahassee, Florida. I guess he'd been battling dementia for a while, and he'd been fighting it and just kind of lost the fight today. But he started his whole, I don't know, I guess we'd call it empire, be a good word for it. He purchased two stations in Atlanta and Charlotte, North Carolina. He made his fortune in media. He took over the family business. He renamed it Turner Communications Group, and that was in 1970. And I told you about he purchased a couple of stations in Atlanta and Charlotte, TV stations. And then in 1976, he launched TBS to millions across America. The station was carried via satellite. 4 years later, He furthered the reach by creating the 24-hour cable news network CNN. TNT was in 88. And the footprint just grew from there. Our family, the first time we had cable was in 1979 when we got our first cable box, our converter box is what they called it back then. So that's the first time I was exposed to ESPN, WTBS back then in Atlanta, WOR in New York. So when you had started to get those channels coming in every night, that opened up more sports you could watch. Like we were always watching the Indians games and the Cavs, obviously the Browns on Sunday when they weren't blacked out by Art Modell. But you started watching the Braves because they were on like 140 times a year. And you're like, oh, okay, this is pretty cool. And then they started running Atlanta Hawks games, so you started watching them. And he just turned this thing into an unbelievable, Ted Turner, he was huge for media. 2 little stations he purchased in 1970 and turned it into the empire than it is today. TNT, TBS. Of course, now it's all under like the CBS umbrella, if you will, with the merging and the partnerships with the media and everything like that. He was ahead of his time. He bought majority stake in the Hawks in 1977. And matter of fact, he bought the team because he didn't want it to move out of Atlanta. There was some rumblings that the Hawks were gonna move. Time Warner assumed ownership of the Braves and the Hawks in 1996 when Turner sold his business to them. Then a year later, TBS became the owner of the NHL expansion Atlanta Thrashers, who have since relocated up in Winnipeg now as the Winnipeg Jets. Remember, Turner created the Goodwill games. Remember those? He did a lot, and his work will, it will stay on forever. Survived by 5 children, 14 grandchildren, and 2 great-grandchildren. Ted Turner passed away today at the age of 87. But he was a media mogul. He knew what he was doing. WTBS. I remember that first cable box converter we got. It was a box, I would say, no longer than the length of a big cell phone. Probably no thicker than if you stacked 4 cell phones on top of each other. And you plug the what is it, the coax cable? Am I right here?
Is that the one that screws on?
Does that sound right? So you took the wire from the box, you plugged it into the back of you put it into the back of the TV.
Yep.
And you turned the box on, and voila, you had cable. And there was 3 positions on this original box. There was the middle slot. You had the left. You could push it over the lever to the left. You could push the lever over to the right. So thus we had channels 4A, 4B. TBS was on channel 17A. I'll never forget that. 17A if you wanted to watch WTBS on that cable box. And that's when it all kind of took off. And boy, we thought we were the luckiest people on earth. 1979, man, I was 9 years old. We had cable television. We could watch ESPN, and We could watch all these basketball and football games we've never been able to get in before. We watched the Mets. We could watch the Braves. We could watch the Cubs on WGN out of Chicago. It was great. It was great. The picture was great. We thought this was the most fantastic thing in the world. And if you'd have told me back in 1979/1980 that we would be sitting here in 2026 talking about streaming and apps, I would have said, you're crazy. I would have said, hey, it doesn't get any better than this right here. See this little cable box I got right here that I just plugged in the back of my TV? I was 10 years old. I could figure it out. I'm not real smart. I'm very, very technology challenged. And I will freely admit it, and that's okay. But that was the greatest thing ever. And the fact that, remember when ESPN came, they were the 24-hour sports network. So remember, they had to fill programming. That's why they ran SportsCenter like 18 hours a day, because they couldn't. When ESPN came on the front, they just didn't have a lot of money. They didn't have all the satellite trucks that they have now, all the equipment, all the broadcasting teams. But once they started getting revenue and some investors and more equipment and figuring out a way to do things, they were showing everything. You could get any college sport you wanted. Now, a lot of it was on tape delay, don't forget, because everything couldn't be live. They just couldn't do it. They didn't have the wherewithal to do everything live. So you would see some live games, but you would also see stuff on tape delay. And because this was 1979, 1980, 81, 82, it didn't matter if it was on tape delay because you didn't know who the hell won the game anyway. You didn't know unless you were there. No cell phones, no internet. We didn't know. Yeah. Can you imagine today? Imagine right now the Cavaliers game. Let's just say the Cavaliers game starts at 5 o'clock today. Back then, the Cavaliers could have had a game at 5 o'clock, a playoff game. I could finish the show. I could go to the Y, maybe run an errand, go fill up the gas tank again, and get home at 9:30 and turn on the Cavs game, and I wouldn't know what happened. So I would have to watch it. That's how it was. And we didn't think anything about it. Tape delay. Like they ran NCAA college tournament games, tape delay. Nobody said a word. It was great. You could just watch the game. You eventually found out, or you had to wait till the game was over. But that was the second coming of, oh my gosh. Like no more antenna TV, no more tenor rotor. No more having to get on the roof and aim the antenna to the southwest at 9 o'clock at night because you got a better picture. I mean, come on. But that's just what we did. Sam, we got ours in 1979, too. We had Cable Channel 9. We could watch Harding, Western Reserve, Niles, and Howland Sports. And you're right, ESPN had just gotten started with college football replays. Crazy. Crazy how far we have come. Rainsburg, would you have been able to survive back then?
Oh, I'm sure back then I'd have been fine.
You been all right?
Yeah, because you don't know.
Because you didn't know what you didn't know.
Yeah, you don't know what you don't have. I'm a pretty patient person, though. I think I'd have been okay. Because nowadays, it's the opposite. Where when a new movie or show comes out that you're interested in, you have to stay off the internet so it doesn't get spoiled.
Right.
Because it will.
Right. And then you're like, okay, yeah. Yeah. Do we even do, remember during lots of talk shows or stuff that was on in the news, if somebody had run a story on something, they would always say, spoiler alert. So you had to turn away or shut it off or close your put your hands over your ears so you didn't hear anything?
I mean, respectable people still do that, but most people don't because they want to surprise you. They get the click.
Right.
So they don't warn you in advance.
Exactly.
Uh-huh. It's all clickbait.
Clickbait. Yep. I wonder what's the next big thing going to be as far as media / TV / stream. Like, where do we go from here? Like, because we went from over-the-air TV to cable TV to pay TV, pay-per-view TV, now stream and apps and everything. What's the next big thing going to be? Like, what can you possibly, and I'm not talking just like a small little change in the world. I'm talking about the next big thing. Anybody have any idea what that could be, what might be, what it would be?
I could see a funny thing happening where the generation that grew up watching everything on streaming and hearing their parents and grandparents talk about how awesome it was to watch it on cable TV and not have to deal with all the subscription services and stuff. I could almost see there being a tipping point where most people are tired of streaming and it legitimately actually just goes back to being basic cable television.
I like the way you're thinking.
Because trends happen in cycles. So what was cool 20 years ago is going to be cool in another 10 years.
What's the saying? Everything old is new again?
Yeah.
I like the way you're thinking.
I could see it. Because think about
the simplicity of it.
Think about how record players are coming back. There was a huge resurgency in records and record players about 10 years ago because the younger generation really wanted to get into vinyl because they had their parents had it and their grandparents had it. So nostalgia is very powerful. I have a lot of belief in that. It is.
I agree with you. Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't it be something if we come all the way full circle?
We already have like apps like Fubo trying to kind of do that now, where it's basically just cable television. You just pay for cable television, and it's an app instead of a box. So we're already kind of going there.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
I just don't think it's going to literally be a cable box. It'll just be like one app that is Spectrum TV or Maslin Cable TV or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Yeah, if I was
a betting man.
If I was a betting man, I think I may threw a couple shekels down on your idea. I'm kind of liking that.
Now I've always seen it going.
Now, if anybody in the cable industry, the people are listening, they're going, ha, ha, they're coming back. Let's raise the prices on them again. Yeah. You never know, because you're right. There is one thing, and I find myself more than ever, and I don't know why or how the switch got flipped. But I am so into nostalgia nowadays. Whether it's stuff on TikTok, going back and watching TV shows from the 80s more than I ever used to. I don't know if it's just comforting. I don't know if it reminds you of your childhood. If it just puts a smile on your face. But people love that. They absolutely love it.
Well, it's like wanting something from your childhood, like your grandmother's cookies that she used to bake all the time.
Yeah.
If you could have those cookies again, you would absolutely go for that.
Right. You'd run through a wall for it.
Exactly.
It's, I saw this on, I want to say it was Facebook. I'm not sure. And I screenshotted it a couple of days ago. I thought, maybe I'll use it on the show, whatever. If it calls for it, there comes a moment where this would fit. And it's 10 lessons you don't understand until you're 50. And there's a list of 10 of them. And number 1 is peace matters more than proving a point.
Oh, I get that now.
Get that now. I do too. It's like, okay, whatever. You win. I don't care.
Yeah, I grew out of that pretty early.
Number 2, your health is your real wealth.
Fair.
Number 3, time is the most expensive currency. Yes, because you can't get time back. Number 4, not everyone deserves a second chance. Number 5, your circle gets smaller and better.
Yep.
But this is 5 for 5 for me so far. Number 6, letting go is a skill you must practice.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. Big time. It's hard.
Number 7, happiness comes from the simple things.
True. Very true.
Number 8, you outgrow drama without even trying.
Oh, that's the best. That's the best one.
This is 10 lessons you don't understand until you're 50.
I'm getting pretty early
9,
then.
you're 20 years ahead.
Doing pretty good.
Number 9, your boundaries are non-negotiable.
Interesting.
Number 10, life feels lighter when you stop rushing.
I haven't stopped rushing yet.
Yeah. That's all right. You still got some time.
I'm in prime rush stages right now.
But I would say for me, like, I don't think I've stopped rushing yet, and that's not because I don't want to. It's because I can't. But I would say 9 out of 10 of these things, A++. I would say the whole list, pretty much.
Yeah.
I would agree with.
I kind of thrive on my rushing, but I'm working on that.
Yeah. So I don't know if this means I'm just getting old or if I'm starting to understand the ways of life at this point. I don't know.
I don't think you should be nearly as concerned as I am.
I'm going to say, yeah, I ran this list down to the guy who was 30 years old, and he agreed to every single one of them.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, or
I'd say it's good because you're ahead of understanding the cycle of life.
Well, realizing a lot of the things on that list makes your life a lot less stressful. So
yeah, I would agree there. All right, let's take a break. 4:54 is our time. 330-821-1310. It's the Sam Bourquin Show. We'll be back.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-498-2098 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as 1 day. Just dial 1-800-498-2098 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-498-2098 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We gotta make moves and make them early. Set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up and stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things.
Start building your retirement plan at thisispretirement.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
We ask parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
Nathan has taught me to embrace the moment. Age-wise, I'm in my late 60s. I'm old enough to be his grandfather. Will he be embarrassed to acknowledge me as his dad? I think the most important thing we can do is let them know that they're safe, that they're valued and cared for and loved, and that they're important.
I knew I wanted to be adopted by him because of how he taught me to be the person who I am today. And it's coming from a dad that didn't expect to become a dad. And I feel very proud to be his son.
That was what he needed, and he was what I needed. Every day is full of new opportunities. That's what it's been about, realizing the simple things that it takes to make such a huge difference in these kids' lives.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care at adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by Adopt U.S. Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
You know, it's funny. I heard the open of this that you played the audio, and I knew within a half a second, I knew what song it was. And I haven't heard this song in probably 15 or 20 years.
This is good bumper music. I'm going to save it for later.
Like, oh yeah, I could have played, I can name this tune in half a note, and I would have took everybody's money. Jive Talk. I knew it as soon as I heard it. Welcome back to the show, everybody. We got about 3 minutes until we get you to the top of the hour. News and weather coming up. We'll get back into the Cavs and the Pistons here in the 5 o'clock hour. Glen Oak has a new athletic director. We'll tell you who that is. University of Mount Union has a new men's basketball coach. We know who that is, and that is Josh Twiddy. Congratulations to Coach. We'll try to get him on the show here, hopefully by the end of the week. We have not talked about the Guardians today yet. They're not playing well.
We had a comment about that earlier. Hold on, let me.
Did we really?
Yeah, because somebody was not happy with them.
Well, they've been
because we were talking about the Cavs.
Guardians have been stinking out the joint. They've lost 3 in a row, and they're 3-7 in their last 10 games. They're not playing well at all. They're 18-19. They're still tied for first in the American League Central Division with the Detroit Tigers. Boy, it's funny. You look at the Central Division, okay? Cleveland and Detroit tied for first at 18-19. The Royals and the White Sox are tied for second at 17-19. And then the Twins are last at 16-20, but they're only a game and a half out of first.
Scooter. He said, Sam, let's not forget the ugly pitching and anemic hitting by the guards in the last 3 games. Smacking my head.
Yeah, that's why they've lost 3 games in a row. Now, tonight is game 3 of the 4-game series with Kansas City. And don't forget, tomorrow they play at 2:10. So we probably won't talk much about tonight's game tomorrow because we'll already be probably 4 or 5 innings into the game tomorrow afternoon. But, yeah, the Guardians have not been pitching it well. They haven't been hitting it well. They've been making mistakes in the field. Still, it seems, I was talking to our sales guru, Mark, earlier today. It's just like they're just not very fundamentally sound right now. And I don't know who you throw that on. I mean, they're big league players, for crying out loud. Should have to have their hand held by the manager at this point. But they're just not very fundamentally sound, especially in the field. Oh, just a lot of errors, a lot of mental mistakes. We'll see if they can get that figured out tonight. 7:40, the first pitch, game 3 of 4 against Kansas City. And then don't forget, tomorrow afternoon, the first pitch will be at 2:10 from beautiful Kauffman Stadium. I was telling Rainsburg during a couple of breaks ago, the Colorado Rockies are playing tonight at home in Denver against the Mets, I think it is. So here it's 9:20. Out there it'll be a 7:20 first pitch. 31 degrees. The temperature at first pitch tonight.
In
Denver.
Is that not optimal baseball weather?
Oh, it's cold. It is cold. No wind, though, so that will help. But still, hey, man, 32, 31 degrees is cold. I don't care what's going on with the wind. But they had a lot of snow in the upper, the mountain upper area, the region, Denver, Boulder, the last couple of days. They had 9, 12, 13, 14 inches of snow. But they're going to play baseball tonight, but it's going to be cold. So I'm going to keep my eyes on the Rockies and Mets and see how bundled up the patrons are tonight out in Coors Field in Denver. All right, we got the news and weather coming up next. One more big hour to go. Keep it locked right here, 1310 WDPN.
The latest news and the current Alliance area weather forecast are up next on AM 1310 WDPN Alliance.
I'm Chuck Sievertson. About Iran, President Trump at the White House.
We have it very much under control.
Also saying
they want to make a deal. We've had very good talks over the last 24 hours, and it's very possible that we'll make a deal.
A key issue, the U.S. wants Iran to hand over its enriched uranium. but Iran has publicly said before during previous talks that they will not agree to do that. It's over after many hours. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick's closed-door interview with the House Oversight Committee on Jeffrey Epstein. Republican Committee Chair James Comer says Lutnick corrected an earlier statement acknowledging that he and his family did visit Epstein's island in 2012. The Dutch cruise ship, which health officials say has some cases of hantavirus, is off West Africa headed to Spain's Canary Islands. 3 people aboard died. Ted Turner, CNN founder, cable news pioneer, sports team owner, yacht racer, and much more, has died at 87. This is ABC News.
Hot confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with a Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Come get ready for Mother's Day at JCPenney. Find the perfect gifts and exactly what you are and aren't looking for. A chic handbag you know she'll love and a clutch for you too. A silver necklace that's just her color and earrings you've had your eye on. Because if a few extras end up in your cart, well, you are getting an extra 20% off with coupon. This mall haul will totally get mom's approval. Yes, JCPenney. Valid 5/4 through 5/10 while they last. Exclusions apply.
Now, the latest Alliance area news from Clint Marshall on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 5:02. Canton police say a suspect in a deadly shooting is in custody. 33-year-old Ashad Carlisle was arrested this morning by the U.S. Marshals Northern Ohio Violent Fugitive Task Force. Is being held in the Stark County Jail. He's charged with aggravated murder and discharging a firearm near prohibited premises. The death of 51-year-old Richard Statz. He was shot in his apartment near Tuscarawas Street West and Broad Avenue April 19th and died 2 days later. An investigation is continuing. The Stark County judge has ordered one of 2 women charged in a murder case to undergo mental health treatment. 71-year-old Dorothy Lowry of Canton was ordered to Heartland Behavioral Health in Massillon to be restored to competency. Dorothy and her 54-year-old daughter, Yolanda Lowry of Louisville, were indicted on charges including aggravated murder and kidnapping in the death of Jerry Morris of Canton. His body was found in Akron last August, but police believe he was beaten to death in Canton. Yolanda Lowry's competency hearing has been rescheduled for May 19th. Man faces multiple charges following a robbery and assault in Canton. 31-year-old Devontae Scurry of Reynoldsburg was arrested following the Tuesday morning incident and is scheduled to be arraigned today in Canton Municipal Court. He allegedly stole a woman's car in the 2000 block of Kimball Road Southeast, dragged her, and struck her with a vehicle door. Scurry also accused of punching a man, taking his money, and striking him with the car. He's charged with felonious assault, aggravated robbery, and grand theft. The Timken Company starting 2026 with higher sales and bigger profits. Jackson Township-based maker of engineered bearings says first quarter sales were $1.23 billion, an increase of 8% from a year ago. Timken posted net income of $98.2 million, or $1.40 per share, while adjusted earnings came in at $1.67. Officials say the gains were driven by stronger demand in industrial markets and higher pricing. The full-year forecast, Timken projecting earnings of up to $5.20 per share. A hearing set June 5th in a case involving a Salem restaurant damaged during a demolition project. A Columbiana County judge ruled in favor of Heggies against Veterans Energy and Construction Services. A wall from the neighboring Shorey building collapsed during demolition in November 2024, crashing into the East State Street restaurant and causing major damage. Court documents show more than $160,000 in reconstruction costs, along with additional losses from business interruption. Mahoning County voters approved tax renewals to keep local services running. A 0.25% sales tax for road and bridge repairs passed by a 66 to 34% margin. It's expected to generate about $50 million over 5 years. Multiple school and local levies also won approval. Boardman voters passed 3 township levies and a school renewal. Austintown, Green Township, Lowellville, along with Struthers and Sebring schools, all approved funding measures. Christine Oliver won the Republican primary for Mahoning County Commissioner and will advance to the November general election. Oliver, the Canfield City Council president, defeated 2 GOP opponents and will now face Democrat Lauren McNally. They're seeking the seat currently held by Carol Remedio Rigetti. Mahoning County judicial race is decided, with Mark Haney winning a seat on the 7th District Court of Appeals. In other Republican primaries, Ross Smith and Ralph Rivera won common pleas races, while Mark DeVicchio won the domestic relations nomination. All will advance to November. An Austintown woman being held at $500,000 bond following her arraignment in a teen's death. 38-year-old LaRonda Mitchell appeared in Mahoning County Court today on charges including involuntary manslaughter. Preliminary hearing scheduled for May 27th. Body of a 16-year-old girl was discovered by police in a sealed room last month at a home on South Raccoon Road in Austintown. Mitchell reportedly told officers the girl had been dead for at least a month. Coroner's office has not released a cause of death. The investigation continues. Crash involving a school bus in Green Township sent 2 people to a hospital Tuesday afternoon. Highway Patrol says a van rear-ended a Canfield bus on Route 62 near Nalfa Road just after 3 o'clock as the bus had stopped to make a turn. 9 students and a driver were on board. 1 student suffered minor injuries. The driver of the van was also hospitalized. A Youngstown man has pleaded not guilty to multiple felony charges. 37-year-old Randy Reese was taken into custody last Monday by U.S. Marshals at a home on Southern Boulevard. He's charged with trafficking in persons, rape, corrupting another with drugs, and felonious assault following a secret grand jury indictment last week. Officials say Reese was already free on bond in a separate case. He had bond set at $500,000 at arraignment Tuesday in Mahoning County Common Pleas Court. Man convicted in a Trumbull County child rape case has died in prison. Authorities say 71-year-old Larry Cole died April 26th at Belmont Correctional Institution. He was serving 10 years to life after being convicted in 2021 of raping a 9-year-old girl. No additional details about his death have been released. 55 degrees at 5:07. This is the local edition of WDPN News. I'm Clint Marshall.
For over 80 years, Bonford Glass has been the expert when it comes to glass. You can count on the professionals at Bonford's for the latest techniques in glass repair, like the Aegis windshield repair system. The Aegis system can repair small chips in your windshield before they grow into big headaches. This revolutionary process takes less than an hour and can easily restore your windshield to its original strength. In fact, the Aegis windshield repair system is so effective that most insurance companies will waive the deductible and cover the entire amount of the repair, saving you and your insurance company up to 80% of the cost of a windshield replacement. The Aegis windshield repair system, just one of the expert repairs from Bonford Glass. They'll help you save money and make your windshield safer. Bonford Glass. Call 330-823-0450 or stop by at 30 South Union Avenue in Alliance.
Now, the Alliance Area Weather Forecast from Mark Johnson on AM 1310 WDPN.
Afternoon highs today only 57 degrees, so quite a bit cooler than the last few days. Mainly cloudy with an isolated shower chance. Overnight, mainly cloudy, dry, chilly. Our low 38. I am Mark J. Weather from 3 News.
Live from the AM 1310 WDPN studio, it's time for live and local sports talk. It's the Sam Bourquin Show.
I'm ready.
Give the show a call at 330-821-1310.
Good call, meatball.
Watch the Sam Bourquin Show on the AM 1310 Facebook page, the Q92 YouTube page, and on X. This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
Finishing in the crowd. That was not an easy play.
18 now for Cade. Schroeder sneaks through. Stru's corner. 3-ball goes. Kick it out. Jenkins, good luck. Can't hit the 3. Leak out from Strus. 4 seconds left. Strus goes airborne. Approaching the midway point of the third. Cleveland battling well, but Harden just can't find any semblance of rhythm. Turnover. Harris comes to coast. This is Cade Cunningham's domain. Shovel through in. Drops the hammer.
Hammer, deep left field. Collins over near the line. It is off the pole and a 3-run homer for Reese Hoskins.
That one into center field. Here comes Swanson. And the Cubs win it.
Boy, that's 2 nights in a row they've had walk-offs at Wrigley Field. That audio courtesy of Marquee Sports, the home of the Chicago Cubs. I actually watched that game. It's weird. Last 2 nights I've watched the Cubs beat the Reds in a walk-off in the 9th and in the 10th innings. 2 nights in a row. After watching some NBA, I'll pick out a couple baseball games I want to watch. And old Tito, they're still grinding. But the Cubbies have been hot, man. I think they've won 7 or 8 in a row. I know they've won 13 in a row at home at Wrigley. But boy, don't sleep on the Reds. Matter of fact, where is that piece of paper now? I know I brought it in here. We'll get back to the Cavs in a minute. I just want to kind of take a break from them so I can recoup some of my sanity.
Fair.
Does that work?
That works for me.
Okay. There was a story put in on ESPN.com today. It's called the Stock Watch. Stock, S-T-O-C-K. And it was entitled, "The One Thing That Must Change for All 30 Major League Baseball Teams."
Salary cap.
And, oh no, this is for, this isn't for the sport of baseball, which salary cap, yes. This is for the teams individually, for all 30 of them. For them to do well, to make the playoffs, do they have a chance? And I said, all right, well, let's go right to where they got the Guardians. So they got the Guardians right in the middle. They got them at 15. It's currently their win average is 82.4. So if you're deep into the analytics, which I'm not, I'm just repeating them to you, they are in the neighborhood of probably winning around 82 games. They have a 44% chance to make the playoffs. They have a 1.3 chance to win the World Series. And this is the one thing that must change for the Guardians for them to, not only just kind of stay where they're at, but maybe like make a long-term run. So, and it starts with Chase DeLauter, one of our young up-and-coming studs, and one of our starting left-handed pitchers, and that is Parker Messick. Okay? And as a matter of fact, this story here says that Messick and DeLauter absolutely in the running for the American League Rookie of the Year. Then it talks about the offense, and I'll read verbatim. So strong in secondary skills, too many regulars just not producing enough hits. The avatar for that is contact master Stephen Kwan, who, by the way, is out of the lineup tonight. We'll get back to that in a minute. Kwan is still making contact, but his exit velo and hard hit rates have plummeted, leaving him with a batting average of .211 and only 2 steals. But the story goes on to say, but it's not all Kwan. Gee, where are they going to go next? Let me guess. Bo Naylor has an OPS of 7. Kyle Manzardo is hitting .202 with 2 home runs. Even Jose Ramirez is hitting just .212, although he does so many things well that his overall value remains very strong. Cleveland cannot afford to be this easy to pitch to, especially since the bullpen work has been the bedrock of its playoff teams the past 2 years. That also has appeared to taken a step back. That's really not painting a great picture there if you're a Guardians fan. Look, we know Kyle Manzardo's not getting it done. We know Bo Naylor's not getting the job done. We know Hosey's only batting .212. He'll come out of it. He always does. It's just a matter of when, not if, and how big a charge he makes to get that 212 turned into 275, 280, or 285. And the home runs will come. The RBI will come. He'll still swipe some bases for you. But they got the Guardians winning 82 games. 82.4 would be their win average. Now I'm looking at the division, and the Tigers and Guardians each have 18 wins apiece right now, and they're tied for first. Both teams are 18 and 19. So they're projecting after the first 37 that the Guardians will win 82 games. That is going to be close to for a playoff spot. You're probably going to have to win the division because you're probably not going to get, I don't know. I would doubt that you're going to get wild card activity out of the Central Division. I think the Yankees are too good. I think Tampa's too good. I think the Blue Jays will be good. The Mariners are going to get better. I think the Orioles are going to get better. I think the Astros are going to get better. So if the Guardians want to get in the playoffs, they're going to have to win the division. Plain and simple. Now, they caught a break the other day. Remember when the lefty for the Tigers, Tarek Skubal, went down and he's got to have surgery on his elbow and he's going to be out for 3 months. So that helps the Guardians as far as the Central Division is concerned. But, man, Jose can't bat 212. Kyle Manzardo can't hit 202. Bo Naylor, what is Bo Naylor batting? I don't even want to know.
On YouTube, right now, I'd trade Bo Naylor for a bag of balls and a dozen bats.
I mean, I hate to come down on the kid. I know he's, it's been, second year now that his brother has not been on the team, Josh, who is, Josh Naylor's doing very, very well with the Seattle Mariners. But good grief, our Bo Naylor. I don't even want to look and see what he's batting. Last I saw, he was like 127, 128. What's he batting now? It might be so bad they might not even post it. He was 0 for 2 again last night. Bo Naylor, what is he batting? Oh, my God. He's hitting 127. 127, and he is starting the majority of the games. See, we have too many of those in the lineup. We have too many. We don't have enough boppers to afford to have 3 to 4 to maybe 5 punch and Judy hitters in the lineup. We don't have enough. But you're stuck because that's all that ownership is going to allow you. Starting lineup has just been announced, by the way, for the Guardians tonight. Little shakeup tonight. Angel Martinez will lead off and play left field, so no Stephen Kwan tonight. Chase DeLauder will be the DH. Hosey will be at third and bat third. Rhys Hoskins will bat cleanup. He'll be the first baseman. David Fry will be in right field. Daniel Schneemann will play second. So no Travis Mazzana tonight. Shortstop will be Brian Rocchio. Hedgie will be behind the plate tonight and bat eighth. Petey Halpin will be in center field. He'll bat ninth. The lefty Joey Cantillo will be on the mound tonight for Cleveland. 7:40 first pitch, Guards and Royals tonight in Kansas City. You think the Guards will win 82 games? And I don't mean to sound rhetorical when I ask that question. Do you think that they will win 82 games? J-Dub, you think they'll win 82 games?
No.
No? No faith? No faith. I think the Cavs will win tomorrow night.
I hope so.
You hope so. That didn't sound too promising.
On the road, they're not great.
No.
They showed a little bit last night, though. They have the potential to be.
They did, but then as soon as they caught a spark.
Yeah, it died out.
It fizzled. My God, it's turnover.
But he was doing that anyway.
Turnover machine. Hey, I got something for you. I was going to use this later, but you're familiar with the quarterback that got in trouble the other day for the gambling, the quarterback Brent Sorsby, who has put up some great numbers between his time with Cincinnati and Indiana. There's a chance he could go the Bernie Kosar route.
What?
And be in the supplemental draft, and the Browns are a part of a group of 3 teams that would have the inside scoop on getting him.
Are they, though?
Yes. I read the story.
Wow.
Let me give you Sorsby's numbers here real quick. 6'3", 235 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
He's 594 of 968 for 61% completion percentage, 60 touchdowns, 18 interceptions. The only problem is he's embroiled in an eligibility battle with the NCAA.
That's the reason him getting out.
Yes. He left Indiana to go to Texas Tech for NIL money, but then they found out about his gambling, and now he's pretty much cooked as far as playing college ball.
Well, the NFL will come down hard on gambling, though, too, won't they?
Well, you know.
You think?
The NFL, sometimes they have a way of looking the other way. So would the Browns be worth it? Would it be worth it for them to take a risk on Brandon Sword? Remember, Bernie Kosar did the same thing. Now, he wasn't in trouble. He just graduated early and made himself eligible to become a part of the supplemental draft. The Browns worked out a deal, and they were able to get Bernie.
Didn't they give up like a second-round pick or something like that?
Maybe more than that, but it was worth it.
Yeah.
Because Bernie was terrific in college, and more importantly, Bernie wanted to play for the Browns. So they made it happen. They made it happen. Was Josh Gordon in the supplemental draft too?
Yeah.
So there's a pattern here. This will be the 3rd time if the Browns would go down that row.
Yeah, they picked up Josh Gordon for a second rounder, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Second or a third rounder?
Todd McShay show today. He said he acknowledged any team that takes Sorsby will need to have a strong support system across the board, coaching, legal, and psychological for this risk to pay off. But I might do that. Maybe. I would think about it. I would think about it. I'm not saying do it, but we need a quarterback. We're probably not going to be able to get our hands on the one that we want in the draft next year. I say probably. Who knows what's going to happen with Watson and Shador? Maybe this is a route the Browns say, hey, 6'3", 235, the kid can sling it. He's got a good percentage. He's got a good touchdowns to interceptions ratio. He's a gambler, so he probably got a little edge to him, right? Maybe it's something the Browns want to take a look at. I'm just throwing that out there. This was a story in the Beacon Journal written by George Thomas, who does a great job. He's been with the Beacon Journal forever. So we'll see. We'll throw that out there for discussion at some point if it starts to come into play. 26 minutes past the hour. We're going to step out and take a break. When do we get back? You know what time it is. It's On This Day in Sports History. That'll be coming up next.
AWP Safety, North America's leading traffic safety company, wishes the best of luck to Stark County student athletes this fall, and they need you. Join AWP as a protector for steady work and an important job keeping people safe. They offer paid training, certification, referral bonuses, and advancement opportunities. To apply, visit jobs.awpsafety.com. That's jobs.awpsafety.com.
We
are the keepers of the wild, America's original and most invested conservationists. For more than 80 years, we've been committed to conserving wildlife and the natural landscapes that define our nation. From rugged alpine ridgelines to peaceful tall grass prairies, we've supported the conservation of more than 36 million acres of American wildlands. Our funding has led to cleaner water, fresher air, and improved wildlife habitat. From abundant fish and waterfowl populations to robust deer and elk herds, nothing is more important than maintaining wild spaces for adventurers to explore and wildlife to thrive. We are America's hunters and target shooters, stewards of the American outdoors.
America's hunters and target shooters, along with firearm, ammunition, and archery manufacturers, have invested more than $46 billion to help state fish and wildlife agencies manage and protect wildlife and wildlands across America. For more information, visit outdoorstewards.org.
Kids across America are going to school hungry. Millions of kids every day. Hungry kids get sick more often and can struggle in school. It can be harder for them to focus and learn. But one simple thing can help change all of this for a hungry child in America. Good, healthy food and the energy it brings. With help from caring people across America, No Kid Hungry is providing healthy meals and hope to hungry kids so they can build better futures.
We want to ensure that all of our kids have healthy meals every day.
Thank you.
Thank you for helping feed our kids.
To learn more about ending child hunger in America, go to helpnokidhungry.org today.
All right, 5:29. It is once again time for On This Day in Sports History here on the Sam Bourquin Show, 1310 WDPN. On this day in 1915, Babe Ruth hit his first Major League home run. While playing for the Boston Red Sox, it was also his pitching debut. Had a pretty good career, didn't he? 1954, British runner Roger Bannister broke the 4-minute mile. That's still kind of like the standard today. You can run a mile in 4 minutes, you're doing really, really well. On this day in 1995, the Classic Sports Network began on cable TV. It had a little bit of a run. Now it's no longer there. 1997, NHL news, the Hartford Whalers became the Carolina Hurricanes. 1997, Rick Pitino became the head coach of the Boston Celtics. And on this day, in 2016, Major League Baseball and the Players Union announced that the Pirates-Marlins series in Puerto Rico would be moved to Marlins Park in Florida due to concerns about the Zika virus. That is On This Day in Sports History. You're listening to the Sam Bourquin Show, 1310 WDPN. The news is next.
The latest news and the current Alliance area weather forecast are up next on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 5:30. A report claims a memorandum of understanding is closer than ever between Washington and Tehran. Axios, citing several anonymous sources they claim are familiar with the matter, states the one-page memorandum contains 14 points that would place the conflict on ice and Iran's nuclear ambitions and allow the region to reopen maritime traffic in return for Iran ending nuclear enrichment, surrendering its highly enriched uranium, and submitting to snap nuclear inspections by UN officials. It was stated the U.S. would end the blockade, lift sanctions on Tehran, and unfreeze billions in assets. U.S. private sector added more jobs than expected last month. Private payrolls rose by 109,000 in April, up from 61,000 in the previous month, according to new data from payroll processing firm ADP. The number beat economists' expectations of 99,000. Employment gains were broad-based, with most of the growth in education and healthcare services, which added 61,000 jobs. Trade, transportation, and utilities created 25,000 jobs. The construction industry added 10,000 positions. District of Columbia Metropolitan Police Department terminated several officials Monday for fudging crime statistics. At least 3 were issued termination papers after being investigated over accusations of manipulating crime statistics. Shakeup continues after 2 federal reports from 2025 questioned the accuracy of DC's crime data under Chief Pamela Smith. The House Oversight Committee report criticized Smith's leadership, alleging she pressured law enforcement to manipulate crime statistics through a culture of coercive fear. Smith resigned in December. Republican South Carolina Representative Nancy Mace named several lawmakers Monday she claims used a congressional slush fund to cover up alleged sex scandals. Mace said she uncovered 1,000 pages of documents detailing how certain lawmakers allegedly evaded consequences. Mace originally subpoenaed the House Oversight Committee in March in light of sexual scandals that resulted in 2 resignations from Congress. Mace said the documents were only from the last 22 years, claiming all reports prior to 2004 were destroyed. Those named were Republicans Rodney Alexander, Blake Farenthold, Patrick Meehan, and Democrats Eric Massa, John Conyers, and Carolyn McCarthy. Farenthold, Conyers, and McCarthy have passed away in the interim. 5 incumbent Indiana Republican state senators lost their primaries to candidates backed by President Trump. 1 survived, with 1 race yet to be called. The president had vowed political payback against what he labeled rhinos, or Republicans in name only, after the Indiana legislature rejected a redistricting plan. Trevor DeVries, Brian Schmutzler, Blake Fichter, Tracy Powell, and Michelle Davis defeated state senators Dan Durnok, Linda Rogers, Travis Holdman, Jim Buck, and Greg Walker, respectively, with a race between Paula Copenhaver and State Senator Spencer Deary still uncalled Tuesday night. State Senator Greg Good was the lone survivor. Holdman had been a member of GOP leadership since 2008. Buck has held office since 1994. 55 degrees at 5:33 for WDPN News. I'm Clint Marshall.
Here's Mark Johnson's forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
Well, you might need a sweater or a spring coat for your afternoon. 57 cooler degrees for the high, mainly cloudy with an isolated shower chance. Overnight staying mostly cloudy, dry, chilly. Our low 38 degrees. From the 3 News Weather Center, I'm Mark Johnson.
Come on now, and the band play it on. I see you cool. Bad Boys 2, the soundtrack. Let's go.
1310 WDPN. Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show. 330-821-1310. Drop your comments on the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. Get the chat wide open. You can drop your comments in there. We'll work them into the show as we always do, Monday through Friday, 3 until 6 p.m.
I love how that says Bad Boys 2 soundtrack in the beginning of the song. Right. That still makes me laugh.
Oh, my gosh. Bad Boys 2.
Oh, what a classic.
What was better, 1 or 2?
I've always been more partial to 2, but I think they're both equally good because I just can't say one's better than the other because they're both so good.
1 I have watched, I can't tell you how many times.
I probably watched 2 as many times as you've watched 1.
Yeah.
2 has always been my favorite.
2 I haven't watched as much, only because it just hasn't popped on as much. Now, how many did they make? 4?
I think they're on the 4th or 5th one, yeah.
So it was Bad Boys 2,
and then
Bad Boys for Life. Was that 3?
I feel like there was one before Bad Boys for Life,
okay,
but maybe not.
That was 4.
Now I got to look it up.
I think they've done 4.
Yeah, I think there's 4.
And I think there's I've heard talk that they might do a 5th.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Now, I don't know. I don't know if we really need a 5th, but we might get it. And if we do, I'll
Bad Boys
probably go.
Franchise. It's a franchise now.
Ah.
So
what do we got? What are we looking at?
There's Bad Boys 2. You were right. Bad Boys for Life is the 3rd one.
Okay.
And then Bad Boys Ride or Die is
that's the 4.
Yeah, that came out in 2024. So
okay. So, but anything popping up there about a 5th?
No,
maybe?
There's a television series called LA's Finest that apparently is related to that, but nothing about.
I did not see Ride or Die. Did you?
Yeah, it's fine.
Did it look like it was kind of running out of juice?
So, I mean, if you liked the Bad Boys for Life, Bad Boys Ride or Die is pretty much the same thing. There's some stuff in there that I thought was fine, but
Okay.
But it's just nothing's Bad Boys 1 and 2.
No.
Nothing's ever going to be Bad Boys 1 and 2.
Any of the original characters in 4 that were in the first 3? Outside of Will and
did the
police chief?
Yeah, did he get I don't want to spoil the 4th movie.
Well, it's 2.5 years old.
Okay, well that's fine. Did the police chief get killed in the 3rd one?
I thought he did.
Okay, so then
But I don't know.
He wouldn't be in the 4th one then because he did get
No.
killed in the 3rd one. I think ultimately the 4th one. Oh, the 4th one brings back Reggie, which is Martin Lawrence's daughter's
Oh
like
my
prom
God!
date.
Right, and he showed up, and they
He's a
scared them.
legitimate
Yeah.
character, and he's pretty good actually. I liked him being there. He had a fun little part to fill, and it was cool. But
because Reggie didn't talk much in his first.
he still doesn't talk much. It's pretty cool. Now he's like a Marine now, and he's all trained, and there's a whole big fight scene with him in it. It's really cool.
No kidding.
Yeah, I didn't hate it. I liked it. I'm kind of a sucker for Bad Boys. I accept that the latter 2 aren't very good, but I still kind of like them.
Okay. Yeah. Well, first 2 I loved. The 3rd one, The 4th one I haven't seen, but I'm sure I will. I'm sure I will at some point.
Yeah, it's worth checking out. If you like
There's
the 3rd
some
one.
great lines in the first. Like I probably couldn't say them on radio.
Yeah, there's a lot we can't say on the radio.
But I could probably rip off 8 to 10 lines right now from the first one, and I wouldn't even have to think about it.
The second one where he's driving that Cadillac that he gets from, is it Derek Jeter?
Yes.
He's like he should definitely buy this car. I mean, not this one because I'm going to destroy it, but he should buy this car. That whole part. They got that dude in the trunk the whole time.
I love the line in the first one where they're on the highway. It was the opening scene actually.
Oh yeah.
And whatever, it gets stalled out, or I forget how it ends up over on the side of the road. And
because they're arguing because Martin Lawrence drops some fries on the seat or something.
Right.
It's a Porsche.
Right. And then Mike goes, well, it's a limited edition. And Martin says, you damn right it's limited. It's nothing but a shining bleep with 2 chairs in it.
It doesn't even have cup holders.
You're right. Oh, that was such a great movie. It really was.
Yeah, their banter. Those 2 are fun together.
Good on screen, man. They were just the chemistry on screen with those 2 was really, really good. Really, really good. More than I can say chemistry-wise for the Cleveland Cavaliers last night. Again, turnover machine. James and Donovan didn't have the juice in the 4th quarter, and the Cavaliers fall to the Pistons, and it's a 1-0 series lead for Detroit. Game 2 tomorrow night in Motown on Amazon Prime. Cavaliers barely squeezed their way to 100 points last night. I mean, it was tough. Of course, when you only score 17 in the first quarter, it's going to be tough. But they fall 112 to 101. They got boat raced in the first quarter, 38-17. Really never recovered. It's still amazing to me, though. They had a chance. They had a chance with 4 or 5 minutes to go. They had a chance, and they wilted. They cracked under the pressure.
All they had to do was keep that momentum.
That's all they had to do.
That was it. They had really good momentum.
It was like when something just comes to a thud, it stopped. It was like
no, you pretty much
so
said it.
Frustrating.
It really did
because it was look, when you are when you're a team that is trying to steal a game. And look, I know the Pistons are not that much better than the Cavaliers. Cavaliers are probably on paper, and boy, we don't play the game on paper. On paper, the Cavaliers are a more talented team than Detroit. There's no question about that.
No, we've got Harden and Mitchell. It's crazy.
And we got a better bench than they do.
Yeah.
But the intangibles is where we fall short. And we've talked about this ad nauseum. I don't even want to go into it again today. That being said, you worked your way into a point, a place in the game last night where you had a chance to get out of there, steal a game, and get on the bus and go back to the hotel. You had a chance. You didn't take advantage of it. Now game 2 just became a little bit more difficult. Now it's going to be a little harder. Now, we learned that the Cavaliers, if they go down, can come back. But did we learn if they can finish or not? And last night, the answer was no. As we've said a couple of times in the show today, we need our big guys, our supermax players, the guys with the big fat contracts, need to play better, and they need to play more. I want Harden. I want Allen. I want Spider and Mobley. I want them on the floor, all of them, with 40-plus minutes tomorrow night. None of this 29 minutes, 31 minutes. You get out there and you play as hard as you can, and you give me 40 to 42 minutes a game. You'll get your breaks during the timeouts. You'll get your breaks at halftime. You'll get your break the following day when there's no game or practice. You get out. Come on, Atkinson. You get those guys out there and you make them play. You're not coming off the floor. This is the playoffs, okay? You're on the road. You're down. I need the big money guys to step up. I need the guys that secured the bag to go out there and play. And you're not coming off the floor. By the way, tomorrow night's game is 7. I had to go back and check. 7:10. Tomorrow night on Amazon Prime. Cavs, Pistons, Detroit, again, a 3.5-point favorite tomorrow night. The total is 215.5. Our poll question today that we threw out there earlier, if you were the coach, if you were Kenny Atkinson, what change would you make for game 2? What would you do? Would you switch something around? Would you take somebody out of the starting lineup and replace them? Would you play your stars more minutes like we are asking you to? Or is there something else that we're not thinking about? What change would you make for game 2 if you were the coach of the Cavaliers?
I want Schroeder in my starting 5.
You want Schroeder to start?
I want him in my starting 5.
Okay.
I want him to set the tone of the game and come out there and let the Detroit Pistons know that we're not screwing around tonight.
Who are you benching in place of Schroeder? Who is not starting? There's the tough one.
That's tough.
Because
I want to, my brain immediately thought Mobley, but Mobley can be good, so he's not the guy I want to cut first.
Well, he's a big guy.
Yeah.
And Schroeder remembers about, he's
exactly.
He's a guard. Mobley's a forward center. So you're not, here's the thing. As much as that might be a good idea. That might be a good idea to start with Schroeder. Get a little fire going.
Yeah, have him bringing the ball down.
But at the end of the day, I can't look at Donovan Mitchell and James Harden and say, you're sitting.
Yeah. I know, because I want to swap him for Harden.
Yeah,
you just can't take Harden out.
No,
that's tough.
As much as you're tempted to, you can't.
I guess I could swap. I would swap him for like Allen or something, maybe.
Boy, there's another big coming off the bench.
Yeah.
Although
Allen's not been. Allen's wishy-washy.
Schroeder is probably more aggressive than Allen is.
Yeah, I would
think
say.
We know that.
I like Jared Allen.
Maybe we go with a 3-guard lineup tomorrow night. Let's go Schroeder, Harden, Spider, and then Mobley, and who am I forgetting?
Was it Strus? No, Strus is the backup, isn't he?
Well, it would be It would be Wade.
Wade
or Strus.
Yep.
Or follow me here.
Mm-hmm.
Don't start either one of those guys.
Yeah.
And go Schroeder, Mitchell, Harden, Allen, Mobley.
That could be good.
Maybe that's what we do.
I just want to see Schroeder bringing that ball down the court because Harden sucks at it. I'm sorry. James Harden's a really good player, but he sucks at bringing that ball down because he gets it down there and he doesn't pass it. And I know Schroeder will pass it.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
We're just a turnover machine. We really are.
Yeah.
I wonder what Coach Kenny Atkinson thinks about all this. He was questioned by the media last night after the Cavaliers fell to Detroit at Little Caesars Arena. Let's listen in and hear a little bit from Coach. And when we get back from this, and we're going to all listen to this together, I want you to keep this in the back of your mind. The way Kenny Atkinson is answering these questions and I know you can't watch it, the body language we can watch. It just kind of almost annoys me a little bit that he's not bothered by some of the things that are happening, the way he answers the questions. Like, I know he's bothered, but I don't know if the team knows that Atkinson is as bothered as he should be. Let's listen in right now to Coach Kenny Atkinson.
Kenny, why do you think turnovers were such an issue for you guys tonight?
Got to look at it. I always look at it like it's a team thing. It always kind of starts with our spacing. I think screening is another thing. They got elite defenders. We have to get them off our ball handlers. They were stuck like glue to our ball handlers. So got to do a better job there. And then we got to win our spot too. They're taking off. They took us off our spot, especially in the first half. Kind of riding off catches, and I think at the end of the day, they were the more aggressive team. And that manifests itself in them turning us over. The rebounding, obviously, and also the free throw disparity. Right? You can say, well, I think halftime was 22-8, I think, in free throws. So usually the more aggressive team gets to the free throw line. So they definitely had that advantage. I thought the second half, better force by us, better energy. We don't play that well, and 5-minute mark, it's a tie game, right? 93-93, we're right there. We miss a free throw block out, which, drives every coach crazy. And those are momentum, those are big plays. So, you could argue missed opportunity, tied on the road, game one. After that it was a little bit of an avalanche for them.
You brought up the free throw disparity, and going back to the last series, Donovan only shot 16 of them in the entire 7-game series and only shot 2 tonight. Why do you think he has not been able to get to the line the way that he could in the regular season?
It's a good question, Dan. I'm just going to continue to plead with him to get to the paint, get to the rim. That's all you can do. That's all you control. We just got to keep driving the ball. You meet aggressiveness with aggressiveness, and then we got to make the right reads. So keep getting to the paint. It'll turn. It usually does with the free throws.
It kind of goes without saying, but when Jarrett Allen is in that kind of a foul trouble and you don't have him available, how does that shift? Just how you can kind of game plan and counter adjust?
Yeah, it messes your rhythm up, messes rotations up. But some of those, they weren't his fouls. They, as we got a breakdown, they had a back door, and we, he's there, and trying to clean up. Usually it's not the cause of him, being in a bad position. It's more a breakdown from another person. He's got to come over and help. So, just sputtered us a little. Got us off rhythm, I thought.
You kind of referenced it, but so much has been made about Detroit's size, both inside and out. How do you feel you guys handled that tonight overall?
I thought second half better. Again, first half it wasn't just their bigs. I thought just overall they were more forceful, more energy. I thought we, again, much better in the second half. But, energy scale of 1 to 10, they were 9.5. We were probably at a 7. And that's, it's tough to win on the road with that kind of disparity.
Found some success there with Evan in the inverted pick and roll tonight. Is that something that you think you guys can build off of offensively?
Definitely. We talked about it in the huddles. I think, Evan's in like I said, a good offensive groove right now. Especially the way, again, they're playing our 2 guys tough. So it gets him downhill, gets him some freedom. He had that one where they went under and he shot the 3. We can get good stuff out of it. So it's definitely something we'll keep looking at.
And then just with Sam, real quick, do you have anything up on the
Yeah, it's a hamstring. Not sure what. Haven't heard any update.
Seemed like Max made quite a difference tonight coming off the bench. When you're talking about energy being an issue, and you have a player that clearly is not a problem. Does that enter into your equation when you think about what you have to do for game 2?
For sure. and him. I thought Dennis too. Those two guys were our superchargers tonight. So, listen, when Joe, you know how it is. You lose game one, put everything on the table. Who play well? Who's a good matchup? Who's in a groove? All that stuff. So, I definitely will look at it.
And then, what'd you think about the job that, whether it was Dean or Jalen a little bit or whoever else you might have thrown at him, the job on Cade?
I mean, good. Unfortunately, Duncan Robinson gets free. That was a killer, right? He got free from some, frustrating ones for us, right? You gotta chase him. We got to stay attached, and I thought that was a big key. But Cade, he still played well. We didn't stop him by any means, but maybe slowed him up a tad.
Hey, Kenny, you talked about not feeling like you guys matched Detroit's energy level tonight. You guys have also struggled to win any games on the road. How as a coach, do you address something like that?
Yeah. I think like Joe, we got to find the right, Joe was saying, find the right personnel, that brings it, that's going to bring their energy. We definitely tried to play a lot of guys tonight because I knew we were coming off a tough series. And I thought Keon gave us some good minutes in the first half. We threw TB in there. I wanted to conserve our energy and then try to find some new energy. So, we tried a bunch of things and I think it helped us. So, but usually you search with that with personnel, trying to find the right combos.
That's Kenny Atkinson, head coach of the Cavaliers after last night's loss to Detroit. Tomorrow night, 7:00, game 2 in Motown. Cavaliers trail that series 1-0. Tonight, doubleheader, 7:00. Philadelphia 76ers at the New York Knicks. Remember, no Joel Embiid tonight for the Sixers. 9:30 tonight. Timberwolves in the Spurs in San Antonio. San Antonio is a 9.5-point favorite tonight. But remember, Minnesota stole game 1. They lead that best-of-7 series 1-0. We'll take our final break. We'll come back and we'll start to wrap it up on the Wednesday edition of the Sam Bourquin Show right here on 1310 WDPN.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-498-2098 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-498-2098 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-498-2098 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
For many of our brave service members, the battle never ends. American Humane Society is dedicated to supporting our heroes, both human and canine. Through their Pups for Patrons program, specially trained service dogs are provided to military veterans or retired first responders at no cost. American Humane Society also reunites retired military working dogs with their handlers, heroes who served on the front line. American Humane Society is there, ensuring that no hero is left behind. Donate today at AmericanHumane.org.
Kids across America are going to school hungry. Millions of kids every day. Hungry kids get sick more often and can struggle in school. It can be harder for them to focus and learn. But one simple thing can help change all of this for a hungry child in America. Good, healthy food and the energy it brings. With help from caring people across America, No Kid Hungry is providing healthy meals and hope to hungry kids so they can build better futures.
We want to ensure that all of our kids have healthy meals every day.
Thank you. Thank you for helping feed our kids.
To learn more about ending child hunger in America, go to helpnokidhungry.org today.
$1310 WDPN. Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show. Is that a grunge remix of Tainted Love?
No, it's just the Marilyn Manson version.
Oh, okay. Oh, there it is. Okay. Hey, I got my.
I think it
ears
was just
to
it was the long intro.
I got my ears to the ground on bumper music. I love it. I look forward to every song that comes on.
I'm trying.
I think for fun, maybe someday, just for the fun of all of us, I'll put a little. It won't be a poll question. I'll just put it out, and have people maybe just send us their top 3 bumper music songs that they would like us to use on the show.
Works for me.
And
it makes my job easier.
And we'll pick them. We'll pick from that list, and we'll put them in a little bit of a rotation. I think we'll do that maybe next week. We'll do that one day.
Just a little peek behind the curtain. I'm just DJing over here. There's no like playlists. I don't have a spreadsheet. I just kind of whatever I feel like playing, I play.
That's right.
So
his name is not Tiesto.
No.
with all that equipment and all that music and all, you're just back there doing it. You're
just
doing it.
Disc jockeying the old school way.
There you go. If you missed it earlier today, Mount Union has hired a new men's basketball coach. It is longtime assistant Josh Twiddy. Congratulations, Coach Josh. Hope to get him on the show here soon. He will take over for the Purple Raider men's basketball program as Mike Feuline decided to step down. Was that last week? Maybe the week before?
Last week.
To take over an assistant job with the Cincinnati Bearcats. Coach Mike actually is going to come on the show tomorrow, and we'll talk about a bunch of stuff, have some fun. Coach Feuline tomorrow afternoon here on the show, 1310 WDPN. Kyle Sasla has been named the new athletic director at Glen Oak. He comes down from Akron St. Vincent St. Mary. We are out of time. Thanks to Rainsburg for another outstanding job today. Thanks to all of you for calling and texting and emailing and commenting. We always do appreciate that. You becoming a big part of, always been a big part of our show here on the Afternoon Drive, 1310 WDPN. We certainly thank you for all your efforts there. And we will do it all over again tomorrow, beginning at 3 right here on 1310 WDPN. And in the meantime, and as always, go Browns, go Bucks, go Guards, go Cavs. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.